It's game time. WNKX welcomes you to this live presentation of local high school sports, made possible by our community advertising partners.
Welcome to WNKX, your home for Hickman County sports. I'm Josh Copley, as always, joined by my broadcast colleague Cameron Peters, and we are live in Murray County here tonight from the gymnasium of Columbia Central, where your Hickman County Bulldogs will be doing battle with the Columbia Central Lions. Of course, as per usual, we'll be starting off tonight with the girls' game. And now, Cam, talking about the girls here tonight, they're looking to rebound after what was a tough loss last Friday against their rival East Hickman. So how does the mentality of the Bulldogs need to be tonight if they want to topple Columbia Central?
Well, Josh, you got to put the game behind you. Any bad game, you have to use it as a learning experience. Put that in your back pocket, have that knowledge, but go into the next game with fresh legs, fresh ideas, fresh mindset, and come out ready to fire. Something that, I want to see more of is an offensive aggressiveness off of passing. We got to pass the basketball. We struggled with that last game, made a good bit of turnovers because of our lack of willingness to move the ball. Not necessarily willingness, but we just didn't move the ball. And so, tonight I want to see less ISO ball, more getting everyone involved with passing.
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. And it seems like every game that's come down to a 50-50, Hickman County has always been on the short end of that stick. So what does Hickman need to do to deliver in crunch time? Now, you never want a game to come down to the wire. You'd expect to put away a team early, right? Or at least that's the dream. But of course, you can't always expect that. And tonight, they're playing a Columbia Central team who enters in 5-16. So hasn't been a stellar year this year for the Lady Lions. But as we've been told, they are playing without a couple of seniors. They're a very young team. Though as we know with young teams, even though they haven't had a ton of success this year, they're going to play with a fire and a passion to prove themselves. So Cam, I think if Hickman County comes in looking at the record tonight, they might be surprised.
Yeah, Josh, you can never underestimate an opponent. You have to, it really doesn't matter who is on the other side of the court when you are getting prepared for a game. Like, we talk about rivalry games with East last week and Lewis County, and those are games that, you put more weight on the opponent, but I would argue that you shouldn't. It's hard not to, right? You are fired up, those people, you want to clobber them, but really when it comes down to it, it shouldn't matter who you're playing, right? Because typically when it comes down to it, this team can only really beat themselves, right? They are their own biggest opponent. They're the ones that get in their own way if anybody does. So going into the fourth quarter, there has to be a presence of confidence. I'll just say less of a panic mode. I see a lot of times these young ladies get a little panicked in what they're doing. They get unsure of themselves. You know how to play basketball. Just go out there and play basketball, right? That's what I want to see from them. And, when you are a senior or a well-seasoned player like Ava Floyd, she's not a senior, but she's a well-seasoned player, right? She plays the whole summer. She preps for this. She's a well-seasoned player. And that goes for a number of these girls. They should have the presence of mind to go in and have the confidence. So I think that's a big thing in the closing moments is just be more confident in you and your ability and what you've learned.
And of course, to go along with that, Cam, I think losing the mindset of playing to not lose, right? It's a phrase we hear a lot in sports. Instead of going to put away a team, because Hickman County entered the second half of the East game up by 10, right? When you're up by 10 points, up by double digits in a rivalry game, Cam, you should use that as an opportunity to put the pedal to the metal and really put your opponent away. But of course, we saw a 13-0 run by East Hickman to start the third quarter, and really it was all downhill from there for the Lady Dogs. But a player that has been on the up and up, Cam, the second half of the season heading into the postseason has been Zoe Chilton. Cam, she has had some phenomenal performances back-to-back. In the win against Lewis County, of course, that 74-12 beatdown. She had a great night there. And then fast forward to Friday against East Hickman, had another fantastic night where she would lead the team in scoring. So, Cam, I'm looking to see another great performance here tonight by Zoe Chilton, as she's really stepped up as one of the premier players on this team.
Yeah, Josh, and the thing I've really noticed is with Zoe earlier in the season, it seemed like she was a little hesitant to do things, right? She wasn't as decisive as a good basketball player should be, and the decisiveness has kicked in, right? She's making a decision, sticking with it, and trusting herself to go through and make the right play, and she's figuring out, hey, I'm pretty good at this basketball thing. Let me continue to just go after it, right? And like, mistakes are going to happen in basketball, so you have to let those by and go and make those plays, and she's done a good job of being more aggressive and more decisive, and you see the result. It's 2 games that were really high scoring for her.
Now, Cam, I think we should address 2 names that will be absent from our game tonight. One, for Columbia Central, Kayla Crawford, who had been a starter for this team, won't be seeing the floor here tonight, so an advantage for the Lady Dogs. But you look over to the Bulldogs side of things. We know against East Hickman last Friday, Nola Bentley suffered what appeared to be a concussion. She was rushed to the ER from what I understand. So unfortunately, she will not be able to play tonight. And Cam, you have to feel for that young lady. Of course, a senior, one of the big leaders on this team, someone who a lot of the girls look up to, a great shooter. Hickman will definitely be missing her here tonight. So how does Hickman need to fill the void that Nola will be leaving here tonight?
I mean, Josh, it's the next man up mentality, right? You know, it pains you to hear something like that for a senior to be injured in their senior season, and especially at this time in the year. You know, you're hoping Nola Kate gets back by the district tournament time, right? And not even that looks insanely promising. So at this point, it's got to be who's next, who's stepping up. Is it Tinley Davis? Is it Carly Everett? Is it Haley Gordon that's going to step up in the starting lineup and is going to provide, you know, the range that Nola Kate provided and the stability?
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. So once again, our hearts go out to Nola. We hope she recovers as soon as possible. Of course, the season is winding to a close, and Cam, it's hard to believe we're already in the final week of the regular season. Right, it feels like it just started. This journey has been a great one. It's been fun being able to call these games, to watch these Hickman County Lady Dogs and the boys as well. So, Cam, to your point, who will fill that void here tonight? I think Haley Gordon is a name we should look to, right? Someone who is coming off of a concussion of her own, right? So it seems like head injuries have been plaguing the Bulldogs. I never thought we would see that or hear that. It seems like, you know, concussions are very well protected. It seems like it doesn't happen as often in basketball, right, as you'd expect from a sport like football, for example, where it seems to be pretty common. So, of course, we hope the health of these Lady Dogs does not become a factor towards the postseason more so than it has been already. But, of course, Cam, Haley Gordon, these last 2 games where she's come back, she has made some crucial shots. And, Cam, Haley on defense has been such a spark plug as we're used to seeing all year, but it seemed like it was amplified when she came back from that injury.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. And there's, you know, if I'm Coach Gordon, there's 2 directions I'm going. I'm either putting Carly Everett in the starting lineup just to get more, you know, get some more consistent range and have Haley continue to be your spark plug, because that's a lot of her value, you know, is a 6th man type player, you know, player that comes in and provides a spark. Do you leave her on the bench so she can come in and provide that spark, or do you just trust her to put her in that starting lineup and go out there and provide the same energy? So, and let's be honest, it really doesn't matter which one she does. She's going to play with every ounce of effort that she has, because she always does. So, you know, but if I'm Coach Gordon, or as somebody looking from the outside looking in, I'm interested to see how Coach Gordon plays that, because of the role that she typically plays.
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. And, of course, being down one senior, Nola Bentley, a team that's not really deep on seniors, only 3 of them on this roster. So with Nola being down, that puts a lot on Delaney King and Chloe Warren to step up. 2 seniors, 2 leaders on this team. But only time will tell how these Lady Dogs will handle the ball game here tonight. We're going to take a little break, but we'll be right back here on WNKX for tip-off.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles. mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the Energy Pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And welcome back to Columbia Central High School here in Murray County. We are WNKX bringing you another presentation of Hickman County Sports on YouTube. We encourage you to share it with your friends. We also encourage you to subscribe, hit that bell, so you can be notified every single time we go live with a presentation of Hickman County Sports. So Cam, the starting lineup has been introduced for these Lady Dogs, and it's a bit of a different starting five than we're accustomed to. We see Haley Gordon, we see Carly Everett, we see Chloe Warren. Of course, Chloe, a name we're accustomed to seeing, but mainly Everett and Gordon. Of course, the junior and the freshman will be getting some valuable minutes here tonight. I know they'll make use of every single one of those.
Yeah, Josh, a little caught off guard by this starting lineup, but, you know, we've seen the small athletic lineup work a little better for the Lady Dogs. So I think coming out here and, you know, meeting Columbia Central with the athleticism they have and things such as that, I don't hate the move there by Coach Gordon.
Yeah, me neither, Cam. We know Coach Gordon loves his run and gun style of defense and offense, frankly. And I think this lineup will do just that. Of course, we have the leader on this floor, no doubt, is number 23, Chloe Warren. Of course, so unguardable it seems like when she decides to drive into the paint. Definitely one of the most athletic girls on this floor. I think tonight will be a big showing for her and her leadership ability. And here we go. We are underway as Warren tips it to Floyd. Floyd down the floor, lays it up and in. So Hickman County with almost an easy bucket to get things started here this evening.
Well, Josh, Columbia Central is having senior night. They have two players that are injured, so they are giving those two young ladies a chance to get out there. So that's really good to see that. You know, two senior, you hate to see seniors injured like we talked about with Nola Kate. So Columbia Central giving their two injured seniors a chance to get out there one last time. So absolute respect to that, and a big shout out to the coach.
Yeah, of course, injuries at any level are just horrible. But of course, as you mentioned, when you're a senior closing on your high school career, it seems to hit just a little bit harder. So of course, we tip our hat not just to Nola being hurt tonight, but also to the young ladies on Columbia Central as well. We're glad they were able to get their moment. Of course, the crowd for both sides giving a round of applause, and we are underway now as the pace quickens up. And Columbia Central left side of the floor. Ball now up top. That's Duke, gives to the right wing. Crawford has to dish back up top. Now back to the wing. Burkeen gives left wing. Now back up top. Hickman County not giving much ground. Now ball at the free throw stripe, dished back out. Almost lost a handle on it, did Duke, but she regains it for the Lions. Tough pass into the paint. Sails off the fingertips of Tristan Shaw. And it'll be a turnover. The Lady Dogs will take over.
And Josh, the Lady Dogs have come out in a 2-3 zone. We haven't really seen that too often from them, but it looks pretty decent there with Zoe Chilton playing quite high in the middle spot.
And Floyd drives in, has her shot blocked in the paint. So Cam, we know Ava Floyd fearless when she drives in, but well defended there by the Lady Lions. Now Gordon, left wing, gives to Floyd. Floyd dribbles in hard, steps through, drives off the glass and gets it to go. Floyd's the second bucket of the game, making it 4-2 early. Lady Dogs lead. So Central up top, feeds it to the free throw stripe. Looking as Burkeen has to get it back out. And Everett playing some tough defense, forces Central to dish it back out. Drive, mid-range shot, won't go. Rebounded by Chilton. So Floyd down the right side of your floor. Gives the corner, it's Everett. Just pulls up from deep, splash down. Carly Everett with the game's first three, and I expect to see more of those from Everett.
Yeah, great look there by Carly, taking her time, setting her feet, and letting it fly. If they're not up on you, let it go. And the Dogs have now switched into a man-to-man defense. They were only in that 2-3 for one possession. But Columbia Central right now is pressing in a 1-2-2, and it's a pretty solid one.
And Barner drives. The shot is wild, no good, but it's picked up by Shaw, who lays it up and in. So a bucket there for Central. And the Lady Dogs looking to drive. Floyd gives to Gordon, who tiptoes along the sideline over there. Now Chilton, Floyd dribbles, bounce past Gordon. Dribbles around in, gives out to Warren. Now to Everett, who pulls up again. No good off the back of the rim, but Gordon gets the rebound. Pass into the paint, it's Floyd, dribbles off the glass, gets it to go. And the foul is called, and that will send Floyd to the line, looking to complete a three-point play.
And Josh, you know, if I'm the Lady Dogs here, I'm seeing a couple of things on the offensive side. They're going at pump fakes, so I'm taking that note and saying I can get them in the air. I can get them trying to jump at me on a shot. I can drive by. And they're trying to get in on dribblers. So I have to use my body when I drive.
And the free throw rattles in for Floyd. Now Central on the drive. And she goes a little too far as she hits the baseline. And it'll be a turnover that Hickman County forces. So some nice transitional defense hustling down the other end of the floor. Your score 10-4, Lady Dogs lead.
Well, Josh, it wasn't necessarily nice defense, but it was a really good recovery off of hustle alone, and it was a good job by the Lady Dogs to hustle down there.
Floyd hands to Everett, and Everett will be fouled. You know, Cam, the way I see it, if the Dogs get the ball back, that's pretty good defense to me.
I'll second that motion.
So Chilton's inbound, flicks it back across the midcourt line to Floyd, who dribbles up.
So, Josh, Columbia Central just switched into a 3-2 zone to prevent threes.
And a Floyd, a quick catch-release three, no good. Ball heading out of bounds, saved by Central, but another nice save by Chilton. And now it's Central on the drive, right side of the floor. Now they'll dribble back out and set up. Pass into the paint, looking for Shaw, but it sails over her hands, and Hickman County will take over with 4:15 left in this first quarter of action. Lady Dogs, a lot of passes down the floor. Chilton right side, gives to Everett, who pulls up from Chick-fil-A. No good. And Warren with a nice save to Gordon. Owen tries to find Chilton, but may have lost a handle of it there as Central gets the turnover. Columbia with the drive. Dribbling in, spin move, puts it up, just shy of the free throw line, and gets it to go.
Am I crazy, or was that Elisha Puckett I just saw with a turnaround fadeaway mid-range jumper? That was silky.
A very nice move. Credit where it's due, but now the Dogs looking to answer. Everett, corner three. Splash down for Everett.
And Josh, that's something right there that the Lady Dogs need to do. They need to pass quickly, get the ball up the floor, get the ball in the lane so they can pass out for open shots. This Columbia Central defense is getting sucked in really easily, and so they need to recognize that and take advantage of it.
Duke, step back, pulls up, just short. Picked up by Chilton. Zoe on the drive. At first, I thought that might have been intended for Warren. Everett was in the vicinity as well, but it goes out of bounds. Columbia Central ball. Your score 13-6, Lady Dogs lead. And Central now brings it up the floor as the clock ticks under 3 minutes to play in this first quarter of action. Driving up.
And Josh, Hickman County is now switching to their 1-3-1. We've seen already 2 defensive changes, so a good job getting different looks at this offense. But the danger with this is a lot of offensive rebounds can be given up.
And a deep shot pulled up there by Natasha Barner. Shot is no good, but Columbia Central gets the board. Pass in the paint, looking for Shaw again. And they'll say it goes out on King, who has recently checked into this ball game, and Tinley Davis checking in as well for Chloe Warren. Haley Gordon, the one who subbed out for Delaney King. Central inbound, Shaw dribbles on King. And Everett comes in from behind and forces the jump ball. The possession arrow will favor the Lady Dogs, so Hickman will take over. It's Everett down the left side of the floor. Chilton, nice bounce pass to Davis. Can't lay it up and in. And it's picked up by Columbia Central. So a beautiful bounce pass, but unfortunately no assist for Chilton as Central now in a hurry. Barner in the corner, dribbles baseline, kicks it out, wide open look. The shot is up, no good. Tipped out of bounds, no, recovered by Davis. Looking for help and gets it to Chilton. So Zoe down to Everett. Everett off the glass, gets it to go. So what a night Carly Everett is having thus far. 8 points already in our first quarter.
And Josh, a really tough finish there from Carly Everett. A little off balance, little, lopsided, but hey, ball went in, don't matter.
Whether they are unorthodox shots or orthodox shots, they found the bottom of the net. That's what we look for here at Hickman County. So Everett now up the floor. Goes all the way over to Floyd. Nice snag by Floyd, keeping it in bounds. Dribbles left at the wing, pulls up from three. And it no good, and it's knocked out of bounds. They'll say it goes out on Davis.
And Josh, something I found really interesting is as Zoe Chilton almost got a steal in open court there, poked it loose. Tinley Davis is at the bottom of this 1-3-1. It's not something that you typically see, but she's done a good job.
So Cam, it really looks like that Columbia Central is trying to force feed Shaw in the paint. Now it hasn't panned out so far, but of course they must really trust this young lady to keep trying to find her underneath.
Yeah, Josh, Columbia Central, you try to do the same thing with this 1-3-1, is try to suck them in, and then as
Shaw tries a mid-range floater, no good, misses the rim. It sails out of bounds, Hickman County ball.
Well, that was a good job there by the Bulldogs defense. I think they overplayed the first pass a little, but recovered quickly enough to make them very uncomfortable.
Everett drives, kicks it to King. King dribbles it hard, misses the shot, and it's rebounded by Shaw. Now Central moving it down the floor. Central driving, Barner steps through, pulls up, no good. And it's picked up by the Lady Dogs. Floyd at the wing, dribbles in, wants to kick it out to Chilton, but a walk is called against Floyd.
And Josh, something that we've seen a couple of times already in this game is you got You got to slow down. Great job there by Chilton to handle the defense coming at her, just picking it up. But slow down, make the right pass.
And the whistle
an
blows.
Illegal screen was called.
So an offensive foul called there against Columbia Central. That will be their third already, their third team foul. Hickman still with no team fouls so far on the game, so a very clean game played thus far by the Lady Dogs. 15 seconds left in this first quarter of play. Davis to Everett in the corner. It's King. Back up to Davis. Everett in the corner. Dribbles in hard, met by three defenders, and it's knocked away by Duke. Now Central down the floor. The shot is thrown up errantly, won't go. And that brings us to the end of one here in Murray County. Your score, Hickman County 15, Columbia Central 6. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable squares.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And we are back here on WNKX. We are just about ready to start the second quarter of action. And it will begin being the Lady Lions ball. Warren in the game matching up against Duke, who hands it off back up top. There's Floyd on defense. Looking, Barner finds Duke. Duke dribbles right elbow, now into the paint. And an offensive foul is called as she pushes off.
And a really good job there by Chloe. That's 2 fouls now on number 30. So great job drawing that foul. And really, what's impressing me about the Bulldogs defense tonight is the people that are off ball, the help defense, has been really locked in as well. That's a really good sign for things to come for the rest of the game.
Floyd, mid-range jumper from the right corner, gets it to go. So Ava Floyd makes it 17-6. Now Central up top. It's Barner. Barner dribbles right, swings it to the wing, now driving. Tries to lay it up, nothing there. It's a loose ball. They'll say it goes out on Tinley Davis as Davis and Burkeen are doing battle there. And it'll be Barner throwing it in for the Lady Lions. Bounce pass, Shaw kicks it out, Barner in the corner. Too strong, right to Floyd. Floyd down the floor, gives to Gordon, bolting down the floor and lays it up and in for the Lady Dogs.
And a really good job of transition offense there by the Lady Dogs. Just pushing down the floor. Great pass by Ava Floyd to keep the ball moving. Great job by Haley Gordon to slow down and make that shot.
So inbounding, Lady Lions, now it's out to Shaw. Shaw to Burkeen, now to Barner. Barner dribbles in left. Stops her momentum at the left elbow, looking for help. Guarded by Warren, tries to float it to Burkeen, but it finds the hands of Ava Floyd. Floyd across the midcourt logo, gives Gordon, corner three. No good. King tries for the rebound, but it goes off her fingertips and finds the hands of Natasha Barner. Barner now slowing things down, looking to set things up for the Lions. Barner pulls up from three. No good. Gordon secures the rebound. Gordon down the right side of the floor, gives Davis, bounce pass to Warren. Warren dribbles left, stops her momentum, gives out to Floyd up top. Floyd shifts left, finds Gordon out of Davis, mid-range. Won't rattle in, but King gets the rebound off the glass, no good. The putback by King also no good, but Gordon hustles in and get the board. That shot is no good, and it's finally picked up by Columbia Central.
Well, Josh does a really good job of trying to get second chance opportunities. We just got to capitalize them. You know, in a 13-point game, you're not really too worried about it, but if that can come back to bite you if it's a close game.
Columbia Central tried to drive in, but a foul will be called against the Lady Dogs. Ava Floyd, the guilty party. Everett and Chilton coming back in. Floyd and King will be taking a rest. Barnard to inbound for the Lions. Your score 19-6. Lady Dogs lead. 5:32 left in the first half. Pull up from three, off the mark. Rebounded by Shaw. And Shaw and Everett lock up, and that will force the jump ball. The possession arrow goes the way of Hickman. So the Lady Dogs will take over, and Cam, both jump balls forced by Hickman so far have been forced by Carly Everett. So a couple of gritty plays by the young freshman.
Yeah, Josh, but we've come to expect that. She's always a gritty player, always trying to do the little extra thing.
And Everett, a little bit of hesitation there. I think at first she thought about pulling up from deep. But that mental lapse there draws the walk, but she hustles right back on defense. It's inbounded by Central. Driving. Oh, and Gordon takes a tumble, no call. Shaw drives in, has it knocked away, and Chilton picks up the rebound. So Chilton fires. Davis in the paint, steps back. The shot is no good, and picked up by Martin. So Barner left wing, gives free throw stripe at Shaw, who hands off to Martin. Martin dribbles in, steps back, and gives back up to Barner. Barner drives to the left, off the glass, and gets the and one for Central.
And Josh, I don't know about the and one call there. I thought it was just really solid defense there by Haley Gordon. A really good, like, a lot of times you don't see high school players, have the recognition to do that. But, she's driving left, and Haley, instead of trying to block the shot, try to beat her to her position and just throw her hands up. But I thought she just did a solid job of defending there.
So the and one attempt is up, and it's no good, but rebounded by Shaw. It's given out to Burkeen. The ball is loose, tipped by Chilton, and picked up by King, and a foul is called. Waiting to see who it's on. I believe they'll get Columbia Central for it. They do. It's Kenzie Burkeen, the guilty party. Everett almost sails it over Warren, but a nice snag by the senior. Everett to Chilton, who slings it to King, a little bit behind Delaney, but she still gets it quickly to Gordon. Mid-range, no good. Rebounded by Everett, put back, no good. And it's corralled by Kylie Martin. And it's the Lady Lions on the drive. Gives it, corner three by Barner, no good. Rebounded by Warren. Warren rips it away. Now she drives down the floor, gives to Zoe. Zoe spin move. Won't get the layup to fall, and it's picked up by Tristan Shaw.
And Josh, right now, the Hickman County Lady Dogs are getting a plethora of really good looks at the basket, and they're just not converting. They're playing excellent defense. They're rebounding great. They're doing everything right. The ball's just not going in the hole.
It's Shaw quickly to Martin. Martin to Burkeen on Chilton. Puts it up off the glass. No good, but a foul will be called, and that will send Columbia Central to the free throw line. So Cam, you mentioned the Lady Dogs doing almost everything right here, but the shots aren't falling. That's really what we saw out of East Hickman on Friday in the first half. Right, they were trailing to the Lady Dogs, but it looked like they were doing a lot of things right. And then the second half, shots started to fall, and that's when we saw the momentum start to shift. Now, luckily for the Lady Dogs, the shots aren't falling, but they're still leading 19-8 with a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah, Josh, if I'm Coach Gordon, you can't play like you're winning in this situation, right? Columbia Central, not insanely talented. They don't have just an absolute stud. And so when you are playing an opponent like this, you have to tell your girls, like, look, you know, you don't want to bury them out of disrespect, but you just want to play your game as good as you can play your game. Don't lessen what you're doing because they aren't keeping up with you, right? And so if I'm Coach Gordon, I'm looking at him saying, we have got to finish the shots that we're taking, right? There's a lack of focus at the end of these things, right? You're just putting a shot up right now. We gotta shoot a shot to make it.
So the timeout is concluded. Birkin now shooting a couple. The first one's up, and it's no good off the back of the rim. Number 2 on the way, and this one falls in. So they cut it down to a 10-point deficit and do the Lady Lions. Now Hickman driving up the floor. Everett finds Chilton, floats it over. Now Zoe drives, tries to find King, but the ball's on the floor. And a quick jump ball is called as Barner and King were doing battle for the basketball. This time the possession arrow will favor the Lady Lions.
And Josh, another possession with a lot of really good things that ended in a turnover or a missed shot. Right there, it was a turnover. It's just taking care of the ball. Don't do anything. Yeah, I feel like we're trying to move before we have the ball. That's a very important part, is you can't do anything with the ball if you don't have the ball.
So Barner, met by Chilton, dribbles around to the left. Finds Birkin at the right elbow. Bounces it back out. Martin, deep three. Rattles out. Picked up by Haley Gordon. Gordon gives to Everett. Everett drives. Steps through. Puts it up. And the shot is no good. Waved off as she was called for the travel. So it's Lady Lion ball. After the Lady Dog turnover, it's Barner. Dribbles up, met by Warren. Dribbles around, goes all the way to the paint herself, off the glass, and gets it to go. So an impressive drive there by the Lady Lions.
A great job there by that young lady. If the Lady Dogs don't start making some shots, Columbia Central's going to get back in this thing.
Haley Gordon drives, tries to lay it in, but the shot won't go, short off the front of the rim. And yet again, Columbia Central with a chance to put up some points. Barner gives. It's Duke. Back to Barner. Barner to the free throw stripe. Duke looking, has to give it back out, and Chilton picks it up. It's a one-on-one break. Chilton takes it all the way, but nice defense there by Kylie Martin. But the whistle blows, and it will stay with Hickman County. So, Cam, I believe she might have stepped on the baseline, perhaps?
That's my best guess, Josh, because it definitely, yeah, it's not a foul call. So, my only guess is that she stepped on the baseline there.
And Warren now drives out the inbound. The layup is no good, but she's fouled and will shoot a couple.
I'll tell you what, Josh, that daggone whistle works. That thing is loud.
Hey, you know, Cam, I can appreciate that. Much like a baseball umpire calling strikes to the top of their lungs, leave no doubt to the fans here in attendance. And Warren puts it up and puts it in.
My eardrums ain't doubting it a bit.
So Warren goes 2 for 2. Back to a 10-point lead, a 21-11. Lady Dogs up. They're back in that press, not making things easy for Columbia Central. And Coach Stewart having to call a timeout for Central. So Cam, I would assume they're trying to address this press here because Hickman County hasn't been overly aggressive on defense, not as we're accustomed to seeing from this team, from a Coach Gordon-led team. So probably trying to get their bearings about them. Now, if you're Coach Gordon, when you come out of this timeout, do you keep the press in play and see if they adapt to it, or do you try to change up along with their adjustments as well?
You crank up the pressure, Josh. You know, you gotta. This whole half of basketball, there has been a small fire started, and there's not been any more brush put on the fire. There's not been any more oxygen put on the fire. There's been nothing to grow the fire. It's just been a small little flame that hasn't taken off yet. And you can win games like that, but you got to rely on luck a little more than you want to. So I'm Coach Gordon, I'm cranking it up and telling them, let's play basketball. Let's turn them over.
So after the timeout, Hickman does back off on pressuring. 90 seconds remain in the first half. Duke quickly to Shaw, dribbles in, met by 3 Lady Dogs, kicks it out. Kylie Martin, wide open 3, no good, too strong. Warren gets the rebound. Warren down the right side. Bounce pass, Everett, and it flies off the hands of Carly Everett, as she had to do a pirouette there to try to corral that pass. Perhaps just not prepared for it there.
Getting deep in your bag there, Josh. I don't even know the word you said, but I know it's a reference to, is it gymnastics? No, ballet.
Ballet, yes. I'm not a huge ballet enthusiast, but I've seen the Nutcracker a few times around Christmas in my day. So it's given to Shaw. Now Martin at the right wing. Gives up to Duke. The clock ticks under a minute to play in the first half. Floats it. Shaw, a balancing act on the baseline, keeps it in place somehow. A 3 attempted, a one-legged 3, no good. And it's ripped down by Shaw. Ball is loose. Floyd picks it up, looking for help. And Coach Gordon with a heads-up timeout to save Floyd there from a potential jump ball or a walk. So heads-up play there by the coach of the Lady Dogs.
Yeah, and a great job by the Lady Dogs to not quit on that rebound. Haley Gordon calls in the first bit of the scramble, and then Ava Floyd diving on it. Something that I noticed early in the game was in this 1-3-1 that they've gone back to, the person at the bottom and the person at the opposite wing, by the opposite wing, I mean opposite of the ball, they were a little less aware at times. Since about halfway through the first quarter, they've been locked in those 2 positions. Do we have a smaller girl in the post? Yes, we do, but she is fully locked in and trying to get in to steal the ball to make an entry pass harder. So they've done a really good job of being in help in this 1-3-1 zone.
So Hickman County in possession after the Coach Gordon timeout. Now Warren floats it. Everett runs it down, couldn't save it, and it hits the baseline. So Cam, 2 turnovers that looked eerily similar to one another in back-to-back offensive possessions. Warren looking for Everett. So Columbia Central, with 30 seconds, has a chance to get some late half points before the break. Barner. Duke, step back, looking, gives back up top to Barner. Looks to drive into the paint, mid-range shot won't go. The ball is loose on the floor. Barner on the floor after it. And waiting for the official call, a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow will favor Columbia Central. 10 seconds remain in this first half. Central to inbound, floats it. It's Crawford, gives, Shaw dribbles, has it ripped up by Chilton, and another jump ball is called with 4.3 seconds. And Hickman County will have the ball, looking for some late points. Floyd, left side, and has it knocked out of bounds with 1.4 seconds. So a nice defensive play there by Casey Crawford. So Hickman will need something quick. Not a whole lot of time to set yourself up for a perfect shot. It's Warren, loses control of it, and no shot will be attempted. And Coach Gordon will send his girls to the locker room. And at the end of your first half here in Murray County, Hickman County 21, Columbia Central 11. Cam and I will be taking a short intermission. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in about 10 minutes with second half basketball.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances. heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And we are back with you here on WNKX. We appreciate your patience, and we are just about ready to get things underway here in the second half. Your score, Hickman County 21, Columbia Central 11. It has been a uneventful game, to say the least. Not a whole lot going back and forth thus far between these teams. A pretty low-scoring first half. As Barner drives in and gets it to fall. And the whistle is blown. So that will send her to the line. So a pretty good start to the third quarter by Columbia Central, an and one.
And Josh, that's just a good finish there by that young lady. If she knocks this down, Hickman County, either way, Hickman County's going to have a single-digit lead. So, you know, it puts them in a situation that, like, hey, we have got to start scoring points, because they had 2 points probably in the last. I bet they scored 4 in the second quarter. It was rough.
So Hickman down the floor. Floyd dribbles in to the free throw stripe. Gives Chilton a deep three. No good. And it's picked up by Central.
And Josh, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first or second attempt by Chilton in this game. For as good as she's been shooting, I'd love to see her get more shots.
Central drives. Barner again lays it up off the glass. So Natasha Barner is starting this third quarter off absolutely on fire. She makes it now 21-16 as the Lady Lions close the gap even further. Floyd, quick pass, Warren dribbles, baseline, lays it up and in. An easy bucket for Chloe Warren.
Yeah, and a great job there by Chloe Warren. I mean, how many times can I say it? I love it when she drives the basketball and makes something happen.
Central on the drive. Barner tries to find Crawford, not there. The ball's loose, though. And it's picked up off the ground by Duke. And I believe they will get Haley Gordon with the foul. They will.
And Josh, you know, for Haley, she was on the backside of her. She had to try to get both hands on that ball from the backside to try to get that jump ball. And she got called for a foul. I get why she called it, but at the same time, that's frustrating.
Driving in. Crawford tries to get back out. Barner loses it, and a foul will be called on Chloe Warren. So a couple of fouls here early against the Lady Dogs, and we didn't see just all that many in the first half. Shaw to inbound. Finds Barner. Dribbles left. Warren keeping up with her step for step. Now it's given back up top to Martin, who drives on Floyd. Looking for help. Tries to take a shot over Chilton. Not happening. As Zoe knocks it down and secures the turnover for herself. Dribbles down the left side of the floor. And a foul is called against Kylie Martin. So Zoe Chilton, a little do-it-yourself job there. Floyd gives over to Warren. Warren quickly over to Chilton. Floyd, Gordon from three, no good. And it's rebounded by Martin. So Central down the floor. Barner just lowers her head and drives. Lost her footing, it seems, but Hickman County with a bit of a bailout foul there, Cam, as they will allow Columbia Central to maintain possession and to reset with an inbound from the baseline. Under 6 minutes to play in our third quarter. Hickman 23, Columbia 16.
Yeah, Josh, and what's killing Hickman County right now is they're just a little sloppy. All the little things they are so close to doing correct. They don't feel like they're doing anything wrong, but they're so close to doing them correct, but they're just not doing them. And it's frustrating to watch because you know these girls are talented enough.
And every fifth foul on the Bulldogs for this quarter, so that will send Central to the line, and it'll be Natasha Barner. The first one's up, and it's in. And number 2 on the way. And it's up and in. So Barner goes 2 for 2, cuts it down to an 18-23 game. Floyd back to Chilton. Chilton now dribbles to the right. Everett corrals it quickly to the corner. King now to Everett. A deep three. My goodness, no good. Floyd gets the rebound, and she will be fouled. And Cam, it looked like that could have been an easy putback on the left side of the board there for Floyd. She decides to drive over to the right side and put it up instead. So a bit of a curious decision there. What do you think was going through her mind right there on that play?
I think just being amongst the bigger defenders, you know, we've seen her get blocked at times this season, trying to go in amongst the trees. So her getting in there and trying to use the goal as a way to block the defense off, but she knocks both of them down.
So Floyd goes 2 for 2. Columbia Central back on the offensive. Barner pulls up from the free throw stripe, a little floater, no good. Rebounded by Shaw, tries for a putback, and another foul called against the Lady Dogs. This time Everett, the accused. So that sends Tristan Shaw to the line. And Shaw gets number 1. So Columbia Central has certainly been turning this game around thus far. And the second free throw is good. Your score 25-20. Lady Dogs lead for now. So Floyd down the left side. Floyd on the baseline, tries to go around the world, and they'll say her foot touched the baseline, and it'll be a turnover by the Lady Dogs. Momentum right now, Cam, I would say rests firmly with the Columbia Central Lady Lions.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, the Lady Dogs just cannot get anything consistently going. They have done a solid job at a lot of things, but Josh, how do you score points in basketball? You got to put the ball in the hole, and preferably with good shots.
Martin pulls up in the corner. The three is no good. Duke gets the rebound, and the putback falls in. So now Columbia Central only trails by 1 possession by 3 points. Everett tries to find Gordon, but it's taken away by Martin. At the right wing, gives it top to Barner. Now over to Crawford. Now Martin from the corner. The shot, I believe, was knocked down by Chilton. Handed off. King gets a hand on it, and Chilton picks up the loose ball. Floyd down the right side. And she'll be fouled by Martin before she has a chance to take it to the rim. So Cam, for Columbia Central, really not the worst foul in the world there.
It's not at all, Josh. You know, it's one that you'll take every time. You don't want to give her an open lane to the basket. You would prefer if you would beat her down the floor and cut her off, but either way, making sure she doesn't make that shot or get a shot off, that's a pretty good open look.
Burking back in the game for Columbia Central. Martin will be taking a breather. Tinley Davis back in for the Lady Dogs. Subbing out is Carly Everett. Floyd dribbling to her right, looking for help, finds King at the right elbow, gives to Chilton on the cut, and she lays it up and in. So Hickman County with their first bucket in what feels like forever, as we're at 3:45 left to play in the third quarter. 27-22, Dogs lead. Barner backing towards the midcourt line, outside to drive. Left-handed jump stop, mid-range. It falls in over the hands of Delaney King. So Columbia Central answers back in a hurry, and Hickman trying to push it down the floor. Finds Gordon, jump stop, long two, gets it to go. Nice shot by Haley Gordon. So these two teams now going back and forth, lightning strikes here for both offenses.
And Josh,
Barner again up top.
Hickman County in this 2-3 zone, they haven't, like 2-3 zone is a defense where you should be rebounding the ball really well.
Barner's two is no good. Picked up by Gordon. Down the right side of the floor goes Haley. Gives out to Chilton. Dribbles left. Tries to drive in. Looking for help now. Gives out to Davis. Long two. High arcing shot. No good. Ball is loose. Floyd gets it and dribbles it back outside the arc. Now dribbles in. Steps up. Long two. Splash down for Ava Floyd. So 31-24 now. Dogs lead. And a timeout is called by Columbia Central.
And Josh, you know, if you are Coach Gordon, what are you going to tell the girls, right? Like, there's not one particular thing that's going wrong. It's a bunch of little things that are going wrong, and it's a bunch of little things that are going right, and they're just not playing as a whole, right? The first thing that needs to happen for that to take place, though, is ball movement. The ball has been stalling. They've dribbled and dribbled and dribbled, and every single person on the floor is just dribbling and dribbling and dribbling and dribbling. Pass the basketball, make the defense move. The defense is not having to play that hard of defense because you're not making them shift sides. You're not making them, you know, look at different looks. Like, it's literally just kick and drive, kick and drive, kick and drive. And it's not that hard to play defense on that once you kind of like, oh, well, they're just kicking and driving, right? So they're not making them make any adjustment. There's not enough passing, and there's too much dribbling. So if the place where I'm starting at, if I'm Coach Gordon, is I'm saying we are getting down to our end of the floor on offense. We are moving the basketball with passing.
So Central with the ball after the timeout. Crawford over to Burking. Now to Shaw. Back to Duke. Duke dribbles in, kicks out to Barner, who drives in. Mid-range shot, no good. Rebounded by Shaw, who throws it back up, no good. And Gordon secures the rebound. Looking for help in that corner as Barner was being relentless on defense.
Josh, a 2-3 zone is a defense that you should not be giving up rebounds in, and we have been giving up a ton of offensive rebounds. We have got to start limiting their second chance opportunities, right? If they want to take a mid-range floater and beat us on that, so be it. That's a tough shot to make. Make them shoot tough shots, but don't give them those layups.
And Floyd from the corner three, no good. Rebounded by Columbia Central, but the Lady Dogs force a jump ball, and the possession arrow will stay with Hickman County. So Floyd inbound, gives to King at the left corner, swings over to Gordon, now to Floyd in the corner. Floyd drives into the paint, gives. Chilton drives in hard, wants to throw up a shot. The shot won't go, but she is fouled and will go to the free throw line. So Cam, I'm a little bit surprised that Zoe Chilton didn't attempt that three there from the right wing.
Yeah, Josh, I would have loved to see her attempt it. She's been shooting it well the past couple of games, and she hasn't really gotten a lot of shots up tonight. Good shooters need to shoot the basketball, and you know, and her knocking down one here at the line. And so I would love to see her be more aggressive with the jump shot, but you know, she might not. I don't know how she's feeling before the game, right? I don't know how she's feeling during the game as she knocks down the second. So maybe she wasn't finding that shot before, and she's prioritizing driving. So, you know, as much as I would like to see that, I don't know what was happened before, so I can't say that it was wrong. It was just a decision that was made, and it worked out.
In the paint now, Duke kicks it out. Crawford from three, knocks it down. As Casey Crawford answers back the two free throws made by Chilton. Hickman down the floor. It's Floyd at the right wing, right in front of Coach Gordon. Floyd looking for somebody to give it to. It's Chilton. Well guarded there by Crawford. Chilton dribbles, loses it, but it's picked up by King. King trade dribbles in, spin move, looking for help, and finds Floyd. Floyd dribbles left-handed off the glass, won't go. King gets the rebound and secures the putback.
And Josh, it's going to take a lot of that to push this game forward. A lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of extra possessions. You know, if you want to advance the lead, you got to score the ball. Right now, we're not really making a lot of jump shots, so that might be where it comes from.
So under 30 seconds, long three, no good. Rebounded by King. So with 20 seconds to play in this third quarter, Hickman looking to get the final shot off here to take some momentum with them into the fourth. 35-27 Dogs lead. 10 seconds. Chilton at the right wing gives. Davis over to Floyd. Floyd pump fake, drives in, lays it up, gets it to fall with 3 seconds to go. So Columbia Central content to sit on it and will take it into the fourth quarter. And at the end of three, Hickman County 37, Columbia Central 27. 8 minutes to decide a winner. We'll be right back here on WNKX.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
So we are about to be underway with our last quarter of play in the girls' game. Of course, we have one full game following this one, so if you've been enjoying the action so far, don't go anywhere, as we have another one on tap. So Columbia Central will begin this quarter with possession as they trail by 10. Barner dribbles left. Now back to the right, steps back a little bit and feeds over to the right elbow at Shaw. Looks to the paint for Crawford. Nothing there, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Lady Dogs.
And Josh, you know, this 2-3 zone that the Lady Dogs have been playing, when there is one person that isn't locked in, Columbia Central has found a hole. But when all 5 people are playing defense, it seems to work. And so you have to make a full commitment. Whether I am on the ball right now or not, I have to be locked in playing defense.
So a foul is called underneath after a sequence of close passes. The ball is knocked out of bounds, and a nice job by Delaney King to ensure that it goes out on number 30, Brooklyn Duke. Hickman County forces the turnover. Floyd goes back to Warren. Warren heaves it to Floyd. They're trying to fight to get it beyond the midcourt line, I should say. Warren over to Gordon. Gordon drives, swings it to King. King goes across the way. Floyd dribbles it hard, jump stop. Won't go. Gordon comes flying in. The ball is tipped around and finally secured by Casey Crawford. No, it's ripped away by King, and King is fouled. So a nice physical play there by Delaney King.
Josh, you know, something that I have noticed tonight with these girls is that, or just a question I would have is, if you were open from deep, why would you drive in and make this shot tougher with defense in your face?
And King tries to step through. The shot won't go, but King is fouled and will go to the line. So Cam, a nice job by King there to use her size to her advantage, because really if you're a defense, you either let her score or you have to foul.
Yeah, good job forcing her way in there, making something happen.
So King attempting number 1. Gets it to go. A suspenseful roll there as it finally falls in. So number 2, nothing but net. So King goes 2 for 2 at the stripe. 39-27 your score. Martin from the left corner splashes a 3 for Columbia Central. So the Lady Lions make it a single-digit game, and Everett tries to find Warren, oversails it, and it's picked up by the Lady Lions. Duke, up top of the key, gives. Martin again pulls up from 3, this time well short. Everett tries to save it, but Barner picks up the loose ball and gets the layup. A 7-point game now, and Coach Gordon with a timeout. So Cam, not a tremendous sequence there for Hickman County.
Josh, I mean, when you are in a game that is 10 points or less, hey, take that back. If you're in any basketball game ever in the history of basketball, you have to limit your turnovers, right? They're gonna happen in the game. There are turnovers that happen, but you have to prioritize limiting those. That means instead of trying to rush and make something happen and force an issue, or you already have 3 seconds in and you only have two more seconds to get the ball in. Instead of thinking, oh crap, I only have 2 more seconds to get this ball in, think, somebody will come open. I got 2 more seconds to throw this ball in, right? It's making sure you don't get in a panic. And there's been a good number of times in this game that these girls have gotten themselves in a position where they're panicking. And nothing good ever comes from that, right? So in these last 6.5 minutes, take care of the basketball, trust your offense, pass the basketball.
So here we go. We are underway following the timeout. Floyd gives back to Chilton. Columbia Central not making it easy on the Bulldogs. Now it's Gordon. Chilton to Warren. Drives. Kicks it to Floyd at the free throw stripe. Floats it up and gets it to go. And Cam, those are those vintage Ava Floyd floaters that haven't been falling a ton for her recently, but gets one to go right there to widen the lead 41-32. 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, Josh, hopefully that'll grow her confidence, seeing that ball go in. She's had a pretty decent day today, so I think good things to come.
And the shot by Barner, no good, well off the mark, but she draws yet another foul. So both teams with 2 team fouls in this fourth quarter. Barner puts it up, no good. Chloe Warren checking out, Carly Everett checking in. And Barner gets the second to go, so she goes 50% right there. Make it 41-33. Dogs still lead. Chilton tries to find Floyd, but it's knocked away, and Everett mid-range splashes it down just shy of the free throw line. So Central on the other end. Duke at the right wing. Barner over to Crawford, quickly to Shaw, out of the corner. Duke again, looking for Crawford at the free throw line, nothing there, and a turnover. King was looking for Floyd. Barner bounce pass, Crawford high off the glass, no good. Chilton picks it up and she's being swarmed, looking for help. And a foul is called against Columbia Central, so a lucky break there for Hickman County. As Zoe Chilton potentially on the brink of turning it over.
And a really solid job there by Zoe to keep a hold of that ball. She had 3 girls just swarming her. Great job not turning it over there. You know, if I'm the Lady Dogs, I have to understand, if they're pushing the ball down the floor, somebody needs to be there with the person down the floor. If they're up and putting as much defensive pressure as they are, a lot of times they're leaving the dribbler by themselves, and that's causing a lot of turnover.
And a walk will be called against Zoe Chilton as she was looking to find Carly Everett. So a big turnover there for Columbia Central. Was able to claw back into this one with under 5 minutes left to play. 10 points separate these two teams. Dogs 43, Lions 33.
And Josh, at this point, Hickman County is struggling putting the ball in the basket. You just got to prioritize defense and being in the right place there as Delaney King gets called for a shooting foul.
And Shaw was attempting the shot there, and Cam, it looked like King was just too tall there. So an unfortunate break for King, who looked to be playing some pretty solid defense there on that possession, and Shaw knocks down the first one.
Yeah, Josh, I thought she did a great job contesting the shot. The ref called what he called, but you have got to put that one behind you. That's one that, if that's called a foul the next 3-4 times you do it, it's worth fouling out because that's just good, solid basketball.
So Shaw goes 2 for 2. Makes it an 8-point game. Chilton back to Floyd. Floyd dribbling left. She gets around 2 defenders. Gives Everett wide open 3. No good. Floyd gets the rebound and dribbles back out beyond the arc. Into the right corner, now to the right wing. So Floyd slowing down the pace a little bit. Now drives. And a foul will be called against Columbia Central.
And Josh, Hickman County right now on the offensive end, they are not moving off the ball. And whoever has the ball is dribbling entirely too much. A good offense should not require hardly any dribbling at all.
Chilton from the corner. Won't get the 3 to fall, and it's rebounded by Duke. Hickman County trying to force the jump ball. No, a foul will be called against the Lady Dogs. So Cam, both teams with 4 fouls apiece. So we're nearing free throw territory even on non-shooting fouls. So Columbia Central up the floor now. 3:50 to go in the ball game. Varner finds Bergkeen left elbow, back to Varner, over to Duke. Finds Shaw, free throw stripe, goes across the way to Crawford. It goes off her hands and out of bounds. So a critical turnover there by the Lady Lions.
And Josh, the Lady Dogs need to prioritize playing solid defense, not overly aggressive. You don't have to turn them over. Just play solid defense and rebound the basketball. That is going to stop a lot of the bleeding that's been happening in this game. Just play solid.
Everett, a deep 3, no good. Rebounded by Barner. So Columbia Central down the right side. She may take it all the way, steps through, gets it to fall, and a 1 for the Lady Lions. And Cam, that was a fantastic play there by Barner. Of course, she has been the leading scorer for these Lady Lions here thus far, with a chance to get them even closer in this ball game. Carly Everett subbing out. Chloe Warren back into the ball game. 43-37 your score. 3:06 to play.
Yeah, Josh, this young lady has been so good driving to the basket. She creates lanes that I haven't really seen, but she's strong enough and athletic enough to kind of force her way, weave her way in. So really good job by this young lady tonight. Great performance.
And she knocks down the and 1 free throw to complete the 3-point play. Now Hickman trying to get it down the floor again. Floyd to Gordon. Gordon back to Chilton. Now to Warren. Looking to drive. Nowhere to go. And gets it back out to Ava. Ava now drives, left-handed, steps through. The shot is no good, and rebounded by Columbia Central. And the whistle blows, and a timeout is called by the Lady Lions as they look to talk things over. And Cam, with 2:45 left, we have a ball game here in Murray County.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. And with 2:45 left, you have to understand there are 2 ways to win. You either play really solid defense and don't allow them to get good looks, or number 2, you start making shots, right? And both of those things these Lady Dogs have been struggling to do tonight, right? They are ahead in this game, and they have not played good at all. And you know these girls are so capable of performing way better than they have. And so you just, if they will come out, not even play their best basketball, if they will come out and play just their typical game, this game will be taken care of. But they have to come out, be calm, play their typical game. Don't let the moment get too big, right? We've seen them in some close games, and the moment has gotten a little intimidating to them. Don't be intimidated by the moment. You're more talented than this team. Act like it and go out there and show it.
So Central, out of the timeout, starts off with the ball. It's Varner, dribbles left, pulls up long 2. The shot is no good, and Chilton gets the rebound. Gets it out to Floyd. Floyd across the way to Warren. Warren drives hard, gives over to Gordon. Trapped. Nice pass to Chilton, looking to put up a shot, can't. And it's a loose ball, it sails out of bounds. The officials say it stays with Hickman County. It will be Zoe Chilton inbounding from the baseline. Bounce pass to King, and King dribbles it beyond the arc. Nice pass to Gordon, tries to put up a shot, no good, has it denied, but picks up the loose ball. Gordon in the corner, guarded by Barner, and a timeout is called by Coach Gordon to save his player. 2:07 left, your score 43-38.
And Josh, it is a known fact. When you are in a basketball game, where do you not want to pick up your dribble at?
In the corner.
And especially when there happens to be a double team. Haley has to know right there, we need to get the ball out. I like the aggressiveness to try to go inside. If it's not there, I have to immediately know I have to get this ball up top, and we have to set something up. We have to manufacture this offense and see what we can get out of it. That's a dangerous spot that she put herself in, but Coach Gordon there, good timeout, bailed her out. But what stinks is now he's only got one timeout with 2 minutes to go, right? That puts you in a tough spot as a coach on when to use that one. You can only hope that the Lady Dogs will from now on take care of the basketball and make shots. Then you won't necessarily have to have that timeout. But if things continue as they are, you will need that timeout.
So here we go. Chilton inbounds in front of her own bench. Gets it out to Floyd. Floyd dribbles slowly across the midcourt line. Guarded by Duke. Floyd over to Warren, left wing. Now up top to Chilton. Chilton dribbles back. Now over to Warren as they look to chew some clock. Floyd to Chilton. Just slowing the pace down, hoping to draw Columbia Central into a situation where they have to foul. Gordon gives to Chilton. Zoe dribbles left, and she will be fouled by Barner. And Cam, I think that was the objective there. Just run as much clock off as you can and force them to foul.
Yeah, that's a really good job getting them to burn some time off the clock and not turning the ball over. You know, if I'm a coach, would always be nervous to be like, hey guys, we're gonna dribble out the clock unless it is like right time, like right at the end of the game to dribble out the clock. Great job there by protecting the basketball and not turning it over.
So Zoe Chilton goes 1 for 2. Gets at least 1 point of insurance there. 44-38 Dogs lead. Barner tries to drive, and she is fouled again. So that will send her to the line. I'm sure that would have been called a shooting foul anyway, but given the amount of fouls Hickman has as a team, that sends Barner to the line either way. So not only does that Hickman County foul stop the clock, it gives Columbia Central time for some 3 points. Barner puts it up, and it won't fall. No good.
Josh, you know, that's a blessing right there if you are Hickman County. But right here, you have got to put a body on somebody. Do not allow an offensive rebound. That is going to be an easy way that Columbia Central stays in this game.
Barner goes 0 for 2, and Chilton secures the rebound. Floyd down the left side. Spins around, tries to cut back left. Now goes back near the logo. Floyd gets it over to Chilton. Now under a minute to play. Chilton dribbles right, tries to drive in. Nice pass to Gordon. Gordon gets out to Chilton, and now they're resetting back up top. Floyd dribbles back near the midcourt line and forces Birking to foul. That sends Ava to the stripe. Certainly someone you don't want to see at the free throw line if you're the Lady Lions.
Yeah, Josh, Ava Floyd always does such a good job at the free throw line, taking her time, making those shots. But these are big ones right here.
We shouldn't have said anything, Cam. We should not have said anything as Ava misses free throw number 1.
That's on me, everybody. That's on me.
I'll take partial blame for that as well. Hey, but Floyd gets number 2 to fall, so not a complete jinx. 45-38. Hickman leads. Central trying to drive in a hurry, a wild shot, and it's saved by Crawford. It goes out of bounds, and they'll say it stays the Columbia Central.
And if you're Columbia Central, you're down by 7. You got to put up shots and put them up in a hurry. So I'm expecting them to, I don't know if they're going to draw up something or not, but they're going to shoot the ball in a hurry.
Marner, left wing, has to pull up a deep 3, and it looked like the Lady Dogs got a hand on it, specifically Delaney King, but they'll call a foul. A little questionable there, but it is what it is, and that sends Barner to the line to shoot 3. Number 1 is up, no good.
Josh, I don't want to jinx it, but ball doesn't lie. That was just a good, solid defensive job there by those young ladies.
This one rattles around and falls in. So Cam, I think whatever you say or hope happens, the opposite of that will occur.
Do I try it? Do I say she makes it?
I don't think that works for opponents. We'll see. Barner's third goes up, and it's in. Nothing but net. So 40-45. Central trails by 5. King gets it over to Gordon, and no one's in the vicinity. And with 20 seconds left, Hickman can bleed off some more clock. Warren gets it out to Chilton, and Chilton is fouled and will go to the line. So, Cam, I'm a little surprised there that they didn't foul immediately on Delaney King down at the other end of the floor.
Yeah, Josh, and the coach was screaming, foul, 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 foul. And they just, sometimes when you're out there, it just doesn't register.
So, Chilton, first free throw won't go. So, Cam, even if Chilton makes this one, still just a 2-possession game. Of course, it will require the Lady Lions to shoot from beyond the arc. The second one goes in. 15 seconds. Hickman up by 6. Central in a hurry down the floor. Barner looks to drive. Off the glass, won't go. Duke gets the putback. This one falls, and a timeout is called. So, Cam, that layup there, if you're Hickman County, you'll take that every day of the week because it still keeps it at a 2-possession game.
Well, Josh, but you don't want it to happen because it came off of an offensive rebound. When you're this late in the game, you have got to box out and you have got to rebound the basketball. Any allowance of them getting a second chance opportunity is not okay.
So this timeout, just so Coach Stewart and the Lady Lions can talk over some strategy, as a comeback here would need nothing short of a miracle for Columbia Central. So, Cam, it looked like it took Columbia Central a lot less to discuss a strategy than it did for the Lady Dogs. Of course, they've been waiting out there for a good 10-15 seconds for Hickman County to take the floor yet again. But here they are.
Josh, it's a pretty simple strategy. It is, if somebody touches the ball, foul them.
So Chilton looking for somebody and just lets it fly, an absolute bullet. Floyd and Warren running it down, and neither of them able to save it.
Josh, I wish I had a clock on that. That was good velo there.
That was very Araldus Chapman-esque. That ball was at least 105 miles an hour down the floor. Now, Cam, not a whole lot of clock went off. If that ball is tipped by Floyd or Warren, they tip it down that way, and the clock continues to roll. But maybe a fortunate break there for Columbia Central with very limited time.
Well, Josh, and if you are the Lady Dogs, what should have happened there is you don't throw the ball low and try to get it out of bounds. You try to get some air underneath it. So even if Columbia Central comes down with it, it's tough for them to get a shot off, right? You put it in an area where I would almost throw a 50-50 ball, right? Maybe our team gets it, maybe they don't. Either way, it's going to be a fight in the air for the basketball. And as long as your team doesn't foul, you're going to get a significant amount of time ticked off that clock.
So it will be Columbia Central ball, but they'll have to go coast to coast here. And with 3.7 seconds, things are not boding well for the Lady Lions. Bird King inbound, bounce pass in. Barner has a dribble in a hurry, has to get a shot off, floats at half court off the glass, no good. Wouldn't have had time to get that second possession anyway. And that brings us to the end of play here from Murray County at Columbia Central High School. Your final score of our first game of the evening, Lady Dogs 46, Lady Lions 42. And Cam, at this juncture, every win is huge for this Lady Dog team looking to build momentum going into the district tournament.
Yeah, Josh, you're absolutely right. You know, this Lady Dogs team has had some heartbreakers over the past couple weeks. They had that dominant performance over Lewis County. So just a game that was close, that they came out on the winning side on. You know, it's good to have that. It's good to have that to say, you know, when it was a close game and we were up, we did finish the job. So put this one in your pocket, be confident in it, but come out a little sharper next game.
And now, Cam, of course, the next time these Hickman County Lady Dogs will be in action will be on Friday. Of course, we'll be back in J.E. Siska Memorial Gymnasium as the Lady Dogs will do battle against Cheatham County. Of course, a Cheatham County team that gave this Lady Dog team a tough go at it when we were on the road last time. Now, Cam, it was a game where we thought Hickman County definitely could have won, but some things didn't go Hickman County's way. It was one of those heartbreaking defeats that you mentioned. So, Cam, I think Hickman County needs to do a lot of game planning, a lot of reviewing over the last time these two teams faced off, and as you said, learn from the mistakes and the successes that you made here today.
Yeah, Josh, you're absolutely right. You know, when you make mistakes, when you have a game that was not your best game, but you came out and won, oftentimes I think that can be more of a motivator, you know, because you don't feel like you deserve to win. And I think deserving to win and having the confidence that you went out and you dominated when you won, that is what gives you a lot of confidence. So going from this game saying, hey, you know, we might have snuck one out there, but let's think of the things we did well. Let's think of the places we fell short. Let's improve on the places that we fell short and go out the next game and dominate.
But either way, it is a W in the win column for your Hickman County Lady Dogs. They improved to 16-11 on the year, looking to finish the regular season strong this Friday at home against Cheatham County. Your final score here from Columbia Central, Dogs 46, Lions 42. But ladies and gentlemen, do not worry. If you want more action, then that is what we will give you. The boys game will tip off here in just a few moments. We'll be taking a brief intermission, and we'll be back in time to give a pregame rundown, and then the second game will be underway. So don't go anywhere here on WNKX.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable squares.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the Energy Pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
and welcome back to WNKX, your home for Hickman County Sports. And we apologize for the delayed intermission. It usually doesn't take us this long in between games, but it was Columbia Central's senior night tonight, so that was the cause for our delay. But we are with you all the same, and we are under 10 minutes away from tip-off between the guys of Columbia Central and the boys of your Hickman County Bulldogs. Now, Cam, this Hickman County team is coming off of an emphatic win on Friday against their rival at home, the East Hickman Eagles. So do you think we see that momentum transfer into the game here tonight?
I sure hope so, Josh. You know, they played a very solid brand of basketball the other night against the East, but this Columbia Central team is a very long, very athletic team. They're gonna force you to have to play within yourself, or they're gonna run you in transition. We know that the Dogs love getting out and running in transition, but tonight, Columbia Central might have us beat in that ability to do that. So if you are Hickman County, you have to recognize that and be that much more prepared fundamentally and mentally.
So Cam, looking back to the East game on Friday, it was 69-36. It was a lot more of a blowout than the first time the Eagles and the Bulldogs met. So Hickman County certainly put pedal to the metal to increase their winning streak to 8 games in a row. So Cam, as you get more toward playoff time, do you almost resent the fact that you have a winning streak because mathematically you're bound to lose at some point, right? Or do you take it as a sign of no one can beat us, let's keep it going?
It's got to be the second one, or you have the wrong mentality, right? You're not thinking of the moment that you will lose. You're thinking of every moment that you have the opportunity to win, right? It's all about coming out with a confidence that you are an unstoppable force. You cannot be beaten. You know, if you have a winning streak, obviously you want that streak to continue, right? There seems to be an inevitability in losing at some point, right? Well, there doesn't have to be. If you come in and you take care of business, well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to win the ball game, right? If you rebound, if you play defense, if you turn them over, well, guess what? You're probably going to win the basketball game. So just coming out, playing a solid basketball game, it's going to win you games.
Now, Cam, I want to make a comparison here. We saw the last game, the Hickman County Lady Dogs. They did win over the Columbia Central Lady Lions, but it was a tight one. There was only 4 points that separated the two teams. And Cam, entering into the game tonight, the Lady Dogs had 15 wins. Columbia Central had 5. But Cam, that game was played down to the wire. It wasn't great on both sides, but I say that to say the Bulldogs enter in tonight with 17 wins and 7 losses. Columbia Central enters in tonight with 4 wins and 19 losses. So while on paper it looks like Hickman County should take care of business, we obviously cannot always go based on record.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. You know, like we said in the girls' game, you can never underestimate your opponent. You have to come out and say, my opponent is me. I have to be better than myself. I have to be better than I was the day before and continue on that streak, right? I have to constantly push myself. If I'm the Dogs, you know, I have high hopes of where this team can go. So it takes a confidence and prioritization of saying, we're going to get where we want to go. Let's do the steps. Let's make the things happen that puts us there.
And Cam, someone who has certainly been making those things happen for Hickman County has been Will McDonald. Against East Hickman, he finished with 15 points on the night, a couple of threes, and a lot of tough 2-point buckets for that young man. And Cam, we talked about him a lot last Friday. We mentioned how important he is to this team. Whenever he's on fire, it makes another team, you can't just zero in on Elisha Puckett for a whole game. You have to think, well, this young man, number 4, he can shoot and put up a lot of points on us as well. So then what do? Right? You split their focus, and that opens up even more opportunities. So when Will McDonald is playing good basketball, his value cannot be understated.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. You know, when you have a good second option that comes out and is on fire to put up shots, get good shots up, and is knocking those down, you know, Will gives this offense an element that it needed so badly. and it is a person who can create their own look off the dribble, right? Elisha is so skilled. He's so disciplined on the shots that he takes, and he knows his spots. Well, Will is starting to find that, and that can take such a load off of Elisha. That gives a freedom to the offense, a spacing to the offense that allows the guys like Tyler McKinnon and Dylan Qualls to get looks inside, right? If you can stretch the defense out, the big guys are going to get looks inside. So to me, a good first half by Will McDonald leads to a really good place for the Dogs to finish the game out.
And Cam, the last few games, Will McDonald, as you said, has certainly shined brightest in the first half. He comes out hot. There are a few players on this team that rides energy and momentum as well as Will McDonald does. So if he's feeling himself early, it may be a long night for Columbia Central. And we saw as well another great performance on Friday from Elisha Puckett, had 25-plus points. But that's not the main story we take away from Friday. One of the main stories is a man whose name you did mention earlier in the same breath as Tyler McKinnon, and that's Dylan Qualls. We know on Friday he suffered his second technical foul and an ejection in that game, and he was supposed to be suspended from this game here tonight, but he came dressed out. So what do you think the situation is involving Dylan Qualls?
Josh, your guess is as good as mine. I'm not entirely sure. I'm assuming that there was an appeal or something that allowed him to play tonight. I'm not, like I said, I'm not entirely sure. But irregardless, he's out here and he gives them length that is needed against this Columbia Central team. Columbia Central is a big squad. They came out, same stature as Dylan. So, he's going to play a big role more than likely in this game. So he is a big gain.
But Cam, I think also that is assuming he plays, right? He could be dressed out because he likes his jersey. I mean, we don't know that for sure, so I think only time will tell if Dylan Qualls will be allowed on the floor here tonight or not.
Now, Josh, something that I am interested tonight is how Coach Dawson is going to play Tyler McKinnon. Now, size-wise, you really want him out there. Athleticism-wise, Columbia Central is probably going to be, whoever Columbia Central has out there is probably going to be a little bit of a better athlete. Now, if we see the motivated, rebounding, dunking, just playing as a pure big man Tyler McKinnon tonight, I think he stays out there and stays out there for a while because it is tough.
Now, Cam, I've been informed by a staff member at Hickman County High School that Dylan Qualls will be allowed to play tonight because his first technical was not unsportsmanlike. It was not deemed unsportsmanlike, so it did not count towards an ejection or suspension here tonight. So that's why Dylan Qualls will be allowed to play going forward. Now, of course, we assume he'll get the same number of minutes he gets most weeks, but we don't know for a fact. Maybe Coach Dawson wants to switch it up a little bit and give some other players some more minutes. Hopefully we see Tim Puckett get some more minutes on the floor. We know we saw him a little bit on Friday. He finished tonight with 7 points, not bad at all. So I'm looking to see what guys can get involved here tonight and what guys will step up and make the plays that Hickman needs to keep their 8-game winning streak and turn it into a 9-game winning streak.
Yeah, Josh, tonight is going to be a night that is really going to rely on the willingness to do the little things. If the Bulldogs do the little things, they can come out of this game victorious. If they are not sharp on all points, they can very easily lose this game.
So they're introducing the starting lineup for the Hickman County Bulldogs, and the first number they called is Dylan Qualls' number. So Qualls will be in the starting 5 tonight alongside Braden Brown, Will McDonald, Elisha Puckett, and Tyler McKinnon. So pretty par of the course is this starting 5 for Hickman County. And folks, once again, I do apologize for the delay earlier. As I mentioned, it is Columbia Central senior night tonight. And Cam, that might also play a factor into how intense and how determined the Lions will be playing here tonight. Of course, these seniors, they want to win. We saw Hickman County against Lewis on our senior night. They wanted to win. So Hickman County might be getting a little bit better Columbia Central team than they've been this year.
Yeah, Josh, I'm sure these young men are going to come out just fully ready to take this game head on and motivated to win, especially for their seniors.
And folks, we appreciate you for tuning in tonight on YouTube. If you haven't already, we encourage you to subscribe, hit that bell so you can be notified anytime Hickman County goes live here on WNKX. And if you have friends that are wanting to keep up with Hickman County sports, tell them about our YouTube channel as we try to grow the station to make the viewing experience better for you going forward. So the starting lineups have been introduced for both teams. Chase Tellington, DK Armstrong, Akai Hunt, Ronald Moore, and Adrian Thompson, the starting five for the Lions. And Cam, what I've noticed, of course, what senior night also brings, the crowd is out here in full effect. The student section for Columbia Central is packed here tonight as they're looking to will their guys on in a big home win here tonight. But Hickman County looking to play the spoiler. And here we go, Qualls couldn't win the jump ball, and Columbia Central start things off. At the right wing, McDonald on defense, floats it. Tries to go back to his man, corralled for it, goes out of bounds.
And Josh, Hickman County is in that 2-3 zone. That's looked so good as of late, and they'll need it tonight. When you're outsized, a 2-3 zone is a great thing to have in your back pocket, and especially one as good as this.
Tellington dribbles right, bounce pass over to Armstrong. Armstrong mid-range, gets it to fall. So a nice move there by DK Armstrong to get us started here tonight. Qualls down the floor. Gives off to Elisha, who now crosses midcourt. Floats it to Qualls. McDonald pulls up. Three is no good. Rebounded by Hunt. Hunt down the left side in a hurry. Bounce pass and denied by Tyler McKinnon. And Puckett down the floor. McDonald with a jam. And Will McDonald ties us up here early. And Cam, those are the type of momentum plays that get Will McDonald fired up, that contribute to his outstanding performances.
Yeah, Josh, and I love the look of this Hickman County team right now. They're laser focused right now, trying to push the ball up the floor.
Hunt dribbles in, tries a long two, won't go. McKinnon secures the board. Now it's Qualls left side in front of the scorer's table. Guarded by Moore. Qualls hands off to Brown. Brown dribbles into the paint at the right elbow. Was looking to hand off to McDonald behind him, but it's taken away. Tellington on the drive, lays it up and in. So Puckett now quickly bringing it up the floor. Driving, gives to Qualls. Qualls to Puckett in the left corner. Guarded closely by Ronald Moore. Puckett drives mid-range. Short, no good, but McKinnon gets the board, puts it up, and it's good.
And Josh, if Tyler can do that throughout the night and sneak those extra chance opportunities, great take there by Elisha. That's what you want to see from him, but that from Tyler's huge.
And driving in is Armstrong. And Elisha was going in trying to deny it, but he will be called for the foul. No, they get Tyler McKinnon there on the foul.
And Josh, that was a great job there by McKinnon, making it really tough for him. If that turns into a big jam, which it was almost inevitably going to be, that's a big momentum push. But sending him to the line is really good here. The only thing that gets me is if Tyler gets in foul trouble in the first half, the Dogs are going to be significantly undersized.
So Armstrong goes 0 for 2 at the line, so no harm, no foul after the foul. So Puckett, top of the key, dribbles left, pulls up mid-range, automatic, as Elisha gives Hickman County the lead 6-4 with 5:20 to go in the first quarter. And this game has started off hot, as if we expected anything less. Two talented squads, two athletic squads. So Akai Hunt tries to drive in, and he will be fouled by Hickman County. And Cam, yet again, they get Tyler McKinnon.
What?
So Kylan Seal forced to come in to limit McKinnon's fouls. McKinnon,
and Josh,
probably disagree with that call a little bit.
Either way, you have to stop them before they can even get that far inside.
And Hunt, corner three, no good. Secured by the newly entered in Seal. Seal takes the dribble himself up the floor. Gives off to Puckett. Puckett floats it to Seal. Pump fakes. Wanted to float it out to Qualls in the left corner. Nobody home. And it's a turnover. Columbia Central ball.
And Josh, you know, if you're Kylan Seal there, instead of kind of like looking around like what decision do I need to make a quick pump out, you know, up top to get them in the air, or make a pump out for a pass if you're looking for a shot.
The ball's tipped around at the goal, but it's picked up by Columbia Central. Tellington gives over to Hunt. Hunt to the corner. Driving in, kicks out Humes, finds Tellington. Tellington from the left wing, splashes the three. Columbia Central in front, 7-6. And Brown finds Puckett. Puckett, McDonald in the corner, pump fake, steps to his left. Splash down, Will McDonald answers the three with a three of his own.
And a great job to answer back there by Will McDonald after a three hit right in his face. The confidence to knock down that one.
So Hunt left wing, guarded closely by McDonald, goes back over to Tellington. It's taken away. And two shot attempts there, no good by the Dogs. And it goes out of bounds on Hickman. So Columbia Central takes over. So Columbia Central up the floor. Crossing the logo, gives over to Hunt. Hunt dribbles left. Met by McDonald and Puckett, and it sails over. Brown, nice stop, but the shot is no good. The putback no good. Now Hunt on the drive, down the right side. Hunt looking for help, gets it out to his man. That's Humes. Gives over to Vaughn.
And Josh, if Hickman County gets easy opportunities, we have to capitalize on them. The girls had easy opportunities and didn't capitalize, and it was a tough game. The guys have had some really good looks, and they're just not finishing.
And Humes pulls up from three, and he splashes the three. So 10-9, Lions back out in front. Qualls up the floor, met by Humes. Qualls left wing spin move, gives the Puckett, corner three, short. I believe Columbia might have gotten a hand on it, and it'll go out of bounds off Vaughn. Hickman County maintains possession. So 10-9 your score. Central leading with 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Elisha to throw it in from the baseline, floats it to Qualls at the left elbow. Qualls, mid-range at the free throw stripe, gets it to go. A beautiful shot there by Dylan Qualls.
Yeah, and a great job. I love that mid-range look from Dylan. I want to see him take it more often. You know, he rarely misses those, and it takes him in rhythm very well.
Hunt at the left wing, bounce pass. Qualls gets a hand on it, knocks it loose. McDonald picks it up. Down the floor, he slows it up. Now step back, top of the key, three. Oh, there's nothing Will McDonald cannot do right now, as he hits a three to make it 14-10 Bulldogs, and a timeout is called by Columbia Central.
Josh, you know, I love a good Will McDonald celebration after he knocks down a big three. You know, he just goes mental and you don't know what he's going to do, but I love it. It is my favorite part of every Hickman County basketball game.
I think Will would tell you the same thing every good dancer says. You don't think about it. The body takes over. He just feels the rhythm, and his celebration is whatever he feels like at any given moment. And that's what we love to see from Will McDonald.
And it's always a great one to watch.
He probably borrowed some inspiration from Ryan McDonald back in the day. course, his father.
I heard he could shimmy down.
So Columbia Central, after the timeout, will take over on offense, trying to answer back this onslaught dealt by Will McDonald. Vaughn over Hunt, left wing, met by Brown. Steps back, gives back up top to Vaughn. So a lot of wing-to-wing passes here by Columbia Central. Now it's up top. Humes floats it over the head of McDonald to Vaughn. Vaughn dribbles in, kicks it out. Humes drives long, too, and it falls in. So an impressive shot, not an easy one by any means, but it goes in.
Yeah, a really good shot by that young man. Again, a tough look, but went in nonetheless.
Puckett bounced pass to Brown at the left wing. Gives to Qualls up top, now back to Puckett. Drives right. Backing his man down, floats it up, gets the 2 to go, and an offensive foul is called against Elisha Puckett.
I don't love that call there, Josh, but now you know, if you're Elisha, you have to take note of that. You got to say, he's calling that. If you want to continue to do it, you better know where the ref is so you can hide it, you know, that kind of thing. But just learn, hey, he's calling that foul. That's a move that I go to quite often. Also, Columbia Central is looking for that. So make that adjustment, and I know he will.
Vaughn dribbles left, feeds off to Humes. Gives to Moore at the right wing. Now to Armstrong, but has it knocked away by Qualls. Qualls picks it up, gives to Seal, who goes back to Qualls down the floor. Qualls drives, stops his momentum. Nice pass to McDonald. Reverse layup won't go. And it's picked up by Columbia Central, who drives down the right side at the right wing. Steps back, goes his man Moore in the corner for 3. No good, too short. McDonald gets the board, and he will be fouled by Moore. So some substitutions. Tellington back into the game for Columbia Central. Jeremiah Vaughn subbing out. Now Elisha backed under his own basket, now dribbles. Finds Brown. Brown in the corner, McDonald, no good. But picked up by Central, and it goes off the hand of McDonald. An errant pass there by the Lions. But it won't come back to bite Columbia Central as they maintain possession. And Cam, I love Will taking those confident looks. Even if it doesn't fall, you got to keep taking them.
Yeah, Josh, he's letting it fly tonight. I love when he's aggressive offensive. I just love it when the Bulldogs in general are aggressive.
And the shot goes up and in off the glass by R.J. White. A very patient attack there. And Elisha driving along the baseline. And they'll say his foot hits the line, and it will be a turnover. Looks like Charlie Blystad will be subbing in, and he'll be in for Elisha. 1.7 seconds to go in this first quarter. We're all tied up at 14 apiece. Quick touch, Armstrong lets it fly. No good. Error balls it, and that brings us to the end of our first quarter of play. A quarter that has been back and forth, high energy, high octane, but 3 quarters left to play. We'll be right back on WNKX.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable squares.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life.
Your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And we are back. The second quarter is about to be underway from Columbia Central High School. Of course, we are in Murray County tonight on what has been a rainy, cloudy, and dreary day. But it's been a pretty bright day so far from inside the gymnasium for the Dogs. Of course, the Lady Dogs victorious earlier, and Hickman looking to pick up one of their own here tonight. So Hickman will start the second quarter off with the ball. Elisha will throw it in from around midcourt. He gets it into Qualls. Puckett on Hunt. Dribbles left. Looking for help and finds Charlie, who gives to McDonald. McDonald, bounce pass. Qualls off the glass, gets it to go.
And a great job there by Dylan. You know, we usually don't see Dylan work a whole lot down in the post, but that was a great job as Hickman County is switching to their 1-3-1.
Tellington having a tough time finding his man Hunt, but he does. And Hunt goes over, looking for Thompson, but it goes out of bounds into the Hickman County bench, and the Bulldogs, with a nice defensive stand, will take over offensively. So it will be Elisha up the floor. Puckett drives left-handed. Now inside the arc. Looking, puts it up mid-range, short, no good. Rebounded by Seacrest. Down the floor, Tellington corrals it in the left corner. Dribbles it around and gives to Hunt up top.
And Josh, not a great transition defense, but a really good recovery there. Ends up with Hickman County being able to stay in front.
And a foul is called against the Bulldogs. That'll be Dylan Qualls, his first of the ball game. Tellington at the logo. Bounce pass, Seacrest goes over. Pulls up Thompson, won't go, but the putback is up and in by Moore. So we're tied yet again at 16 apiece, and Elisha looking, just lets it fly and finds Dylan Qualls. Qualls gives to McDonald. McDonald looking, floats it back to Puckett. Puckett from three, no good. Picked up by Seacrest. And it's the Lions on the drive, loses a handle of it, and they will say he is fouled as the whistle blows. So Brendan Seacrest will go to the free throw line, looking to give his guys the lead with 6:22 left in the first half. The first free throw is good. Cam, I believe they got Elisha there on that foul.
They did, Josh, and it's an absolute shame that they did because nobody touched the basketball.
The second free throw is no good, but it's rebounded by Central, given to Tellington. Tellington drives, kicks it, Hunt, pulls up from three over the hand of Blystad. It's no good, picked up by Qualls. And it's taken away by the Lions. Thompson misses the layup, but gets his own rebound, and then dishes to Tellington, back to Thompson. The shot, no good. And it goes out on Columbia Central Hickman County ball. A nice hustle play there by Will McDonald.
And Josh, it's so tough to always maintain a box out, right? When the ball's getting tipped up, you are jumping with that ball. It's so difficult to get back down and box out and cause space. And if somebody's just more athletic, you can't help that.
McDonald drives to seal. The shot won't go. It will be yet again Columbia Central ball. Tellington left wing.
Josh, we got to start finishing easy looks. That is 4 or 5 missed layups already.
Gives to Hunt at the right wing. Pulls up from three. No good. Rebounded by McDonald. McDonald across the logo. Guarded by Moore. Dribbles left. Wants to go all the way. And he will be fouled. Waiting to see who the officials get for this one. They get number 12, Akai Hunt, as the guilty man. And some substitutions here from both sides. Brody Worley in the game for the Bulldogs, and so is Tyler McKinnon. And the whistle blows. And I believe a timeout was called by Coach Dawson.
Yeah, they were completely out of sync there. Elisha was down there having a conversation with Coach Dawson, and they had already grabbed the ball to throw it in. I don't know if that's a lack of communication for Coach Dawson or what, but you're down by one in a game where you are out-athleted and you're not doing the little things right. And if you're Coach Dawson, what do you say? What do you do, right? Like, at that point, it's up to the guys. The guys have got to come through. So the best thing that Coach Dawson can do is slow them down. Like right there, they were discombobulated. They really weren't, locked in. So taking the time to slow down and do the right thing was good.
So Elisha inbounding from the right baseline. It's given to Brody Worley in that left corner. You give to Qualls up top. Screen by McKinnon. Now to Tyler. Nice move. Who puts it up and in?
Really great job by McKinnon clearing out space. That's the one thing that he has the ability to throw around, and that's his weight. And so great job there by Tyler to use that.
And Columbia Central tries a little run and gun to catch the Bulldogs on their heels, but they are called for the walk, and Hickman County will take over. Qualls. Guarded by Vaughn. Gives to Puckett. Dribbles to his right, gives to McKinnon, left elbow, jump stop. Gives out to Worley. Worley to Puckett. Puckett from three. No good off the back of the rim, but a nice rebound by Blystad, who drives in and puts it off the glass.
Yeah, great job there by Charlie. I talked about it earlier. Second chance opportunities are going to be what wins us this ball game. And making easy shots is what's going to win us this ball game.
So with 4:20 left in the first half, Hickman leads 20-17 over the Lions. Pump fake on a three, dribbles, hands. Humes from the free throw line knocks down the two. Blystad goes to McKinnon. Nice spin move by the big man. Finds Worley in the corner, drives in, gives out to Blystad, but a walk is called on Worley.
Yeah, Josh, right there, I would have loved to have seen Brody use some kind of move to put a shot up there, right? The two options you have are either taking a real solid jump stop and coming to a full complete stop, having full control of your body, which Brody didn't do there, or go in and try to make something happen. Brody can get vertical, right? Use that ability. I would have loved to see a reverse layup right there. Use the rim to block the bigger defender.
And Qualls gets the takeaway, driving, and jams it down. And Dylan Qualls is called for the technical. But Cam, there was a player under Qualls. How do you call that a technical? So the crowd not liking that one all that much. And Cam, we know last week Qualls was in the wrong, but tonight I don't believe that was the case at all.
If there's a young man that is underneath you when you dunk the basketball, how are you supposed to drop down below it? Now, what seems like the argument is that I'm trying to read the ref's mouth here. I can only assume because, yep, he just made the motion. So because Quad pulled up on the goal, pulled himself up on the goal, that's why they called the technical foul. Not because he hung on the rim, but because he pulled himself up. The kid's tall. The kid's a solid height kid. His feet are going to nail him if he just hangs there. So, I don't love it, but.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't seem right. Now, Hunt goes 1 for 2 on the technical free throws. So the score is Hickman 22, Columbia Central 20. But you know what, Cam? It was called a technical. That was an awesome dunk. He threw it down emphatically, no doubt. You know, it makes for good entertainment, is what I say. So maybe that will be a little bit of a motivator to Qualls as well. Given the Hunt. Of course, Columbia Central keeps possession even after the free throws, since it was a technical. Armstrong goes across the way. Hunt, right wing, pump fakes, and a walk is called. So Cam, nice job there by Brody Worley to bear down there and force the walk.
Yeah, really great job. Make them uncomfortable. You know, the biggest thing, most of the time when you see a walk, it comes from an uncomfortability of the offensive player. Great job there.
And Puckett, a nice move, lays it up, and another walk is called. So teams going walk for walk here in this ball game. 3:22 remain in this first half, and a reminder at half, we'll take a commercial break and we'll hear from the head coach of the Lady Dogs, Coach Gavin Gordon. You won't want to miss it. So here we go, the Lions on offense. Vaughn floats over. Tellington from the wing. A three is no good. Puckett tips it, and it's picked up by Armstrong. Dribbles around. Hook shot won't go. Picked up. Humes mid-range won't go. Worley secures it. Brody Worley on the drive. Gives to Puckett. Drives. Elisha lays it off the glass, and one for Elisha Puckett. 24-20, and that sends the Mr. Basketball nominee to the line.
And a great job there by Elisha. You know, when you have, typically we don't face teams that can meet us vertically, right? Columbia Central is better than us vertically, but something I've been impressed with is most of the night, I'm not going to say all night, because I can think of a few times that it didn't happen, but most of the night, Hickman County has gone up really strong, and I love seeing that.
And Elisha makes the free throw to complete the three-point play, 25-20. Vaughn, top of the key, gets it back out to Tellington. To the corner, on the baseline, and a foul is called on Blystad, trying to force his man out of bounds. So that's the third team foul for Hickman. Vaughn gives to Humes. Bounce pass, Armstrong inside, back out to Humes. Pulls up from three, no good, too strong. Rebounded by Puckett. Puckett down the floor. And the whistle blows and a foul is called on Jeremiah Vaughn.
Josh, you know, something I've been wondering about for a while. Something I need to ask. I need to figure out what kind of gum Elisha Puckett chews, because that gum is durable. I mean, he gets to chomping on that bad boy, and it hangs on. I'm impressed with that gum.
See, Cam, now you're asking the real questions. One I can't answer, but Hickman County on offense. Puckett, baseline. Lays it up, won't go. Seal, nice rebound. Looking for help. Floats it out to Worley in the right corner. Worley gives to Qualls. Qualls guarded by Vaughn. Gives out to Puckett, and they'll get Vaughn with another foul, his second in the span of 15 to 20 seconds.
Yeah, and a good job by Dylan using his body to block off his dribble.
So it should be noted that both teams had 4 team fouls for this quarter. Qualls in the right corner, gives to Worley. Worley to Puckett. Floats it, Qualls dribbling in, lays it up off the glass, no good. Can't get the rebound, it's picked up by Armstrong. Down the floor, he misses his man Tellington, and it goes off the scorer's table. So Hickman County with a fortunate break there as the Lions turn it over. So Qualls will be the one throwing it in for the Dogs. Gets it to Puckett. Puckett to his left, met by Hunt. Nice bounce pass, no. Unable to connect with McDonald. A good idea, though.
Yeah, I love the idea. Coach Dawson recognized there. Columbia Central's been trying to jump the passing lanes, trying to hit him on a back cut there. Good job to recognize, but that's one of those tough turnovers. It could have gone either way. It looked like it could have gone off either of those guys' hands.
So some confusion here. They try to substitute. The officials say no dice. I think. Yes, I believe that is what happened. So Central inbounds. Now they bring up the floor.
And
Tellington up top, met by McDonald. Dribbles left, finds his man Hunt in the corner. He dribbles into the paint, looking for help and finds Tellington. Now over to Vaughn. Vaughn to Seacrest, floats it to Moore off the glass, gets it to go. So some nice ball movement there by the Lions. So puck hit methodically up the floor. Elisha to Worley, almost intercepted there by Vaughn. Puck it on Hunt, gives over to Qualls. Drives in, floats it to Seal, who puts it off the glass and in. So a nice pass there by Qualls as we now are under 40 seconds to go in this first half of play. Hickman 27, Columbia 22.
Yeah, Josh, great job by Qualls dishing that off. You know, we often, even if I was Qualls, I would have pulled up as the Columbia Central point guard loses control and the ball goes out of bounds. If I'm Qualls, I'm pulling up there. Great job to dish off for the easy bucket to Seal. Great job to finish.
And McDonald with a nice play defensively there as we find ourselves with 20 seconds to go in the second quarter. Elisha with the ball near the logo. Gives to McDonald. Hickman looking to bleed it out and take the final shot of the half. 10 seconds. Puckett drives. Wants to go all the way. Has it denied. And it will go off the leg of Elisha and onto the baseline with 4 seconds to go. So a tough defensive play there by Brendan Seacrest of Columbia Central. So not a lot of time do the Lions have to get a shot off as Elisha subbing out. Bounce pass picked up by Vaughn. Puts it up from half court. Won't go high off the glass. And that brings us to the end of our first half here from Columbia Central High School. Your score, Hickman 27, Columbia 22. We'll have a brief commercial break and then we'll hear from the head coach of the Lady Dogs, Coach Gavin Gordon. Don't go anywhere.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable squares.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And welcome back to WNKX. We are currently at the half of the boys' game, and we are joined as per usual by the head coach of the Hickman County Lady Dogs, Coach Gavin Gordon. Now, Coach, firstly, I want to say congratulations, 46-42 victory over Columbia Central, although it might not have been as pretty as you'd hoped it'd be. But our first question for you here tonight is, it seems like Hickman County has had a lot of late game struggles this year. Of course, there's been a lot of games, 50-50, that haven't gone their way, and even tonight, even though it went your way, things looked a little shaky in that fourth quarter. So can you speak to that? What might be the cause of that? What's contributing to that?
Yeah, I mean, we're still young and still learning how to play in close games, and just having confidence in that moment. I think we get a little bit rattled, but, we pulled it out tonight, made free throws for the most part of the game, shot free throws well, and just have to calm down a little bit. They know what to do. We've been in that moment a lot this year, so it's nice to come out of the winning side of it.
Now, Coach, something I noticed throughout tonight's game, and really all year, honestly, is they never give up on a rebound. And I love that about them. They always go for that jump ball. They're always diving on the floor. So just speak to that. Is that something you coach, or is that something they just have in them?
It's a little bit of both. That's the one thing I will say. This is the same team we had last year where we're, we had several games last year where we're losing by 20 points, but they just have fight in them. They're not going to give up. It is something we preach every day. We just want to play harder than the other team every night. We may not be as skilled at times, but we just want to be the aggressor on the court. And I think that attests to how they do that. Just got to box out a little bit more to make sure we pull that rebound, but we're always going to fight for it.
And, Coach, there's a big hole missing tonight, Nola Kate Bentley. Just an update on her.
Update is she will be in action on Friday. We are good. She has passed her test. We're going through the 5-day protocol right now after passing the concussion test, so she will be back on Friday ready to go and ready to suit up, and we will be back at a full roster again.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the update. We know it's not the same without Nola Bentley out there. We hate to hear about it, especially as a senior getting hurt this late in the season. Glad to hear about her condition, that she will be back on Friday. Once again, congratulations on the win here tonight. We wish you the best of luck on Friday. The final regular season game back at home at J.E. Cisco Memorial Gymnasium against Cheatham County. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Coach Gavin Gordon. And folks, we're going to take a brief intermission before we return in about 7 minutes' time for the second half here at Columbia Central. We'll be right back. And we are just about to be underway here with second half basketball from Murray County. Your Hickman County Bulldogs are leading over the Columbia Central Lions 27-22, but with a lot of game left to play, these teams have seemingly gone back and forth, with Hickman County getting a little bit of momentum and edge over the Lions towards the end of this second half.
And Josh, one thing I want to see in this half that we didn't see a lot of in the last half is making the easy plays, right? Those second chance opportunities, those layups, those transition buckets. You know, if you make the game simple, a lot of times you'd be surprised how simple it is. So simplify the game, slow it down, play your brand of basketball.
Moore gives to Armstrong, long two, won't go. The ball's on the floor, picked up by Vaughn, tries to find his man Moore and does. Tough pass, Armstrong drives, lays it up and in. So Columbia Central starts off strong with a 2-point bucket. 27-24, Dogs lead. Braden Brown, spin move on Vaughn, driving down the floor. Now it's Puckett, now to Brown. Over to McKinnon, high post. Hands to Puckett, three, bang for Elisha Puckett. And Cam, I believe that was Elisha's first three of the ball game.
Yes, sir, it was, and it was a good-looking one at that.
The ball sails out of bounds. We'll say it goes off the hand of a Bulldog player, so the Lions will keep possession. Humes throwing in to his man Vaughn. Back to Humes in the corner. Floats it over to Moore. Dribbles in, mid-range, won't go. Rebounded by Armstrong. Armstrong wants to drive, lays it up, no good. Moore puts it up and in, though, off the rebound. So the whistle blows.
It should be a delay a game. Yes, a warning, delay a game call on Columbia Central.
So Elisha to inbound from the rightmost baseline. And the whistle blows yet again. Two officials in the middle of the floor congregating. Looking to clear things up, and so Elisha now inbounding after the delay. Floats it to McDonald. Catches it in stride. And Will loses the handle on it, and it goes out of bounds, I believe off the fingertips of Dylan Qualls.
And Josh, there's another example of an easy opportunity. A 2-on-1 fast break, and we turn it over. If we continue to do that, either Columbia Central is going to keep hanging around in this game or it's going to take control of this game.
So the official, ball in hand, goes to the scorer's table. Now, Cam, what do you reckon this is about?
I'm not entirely sure. It might be related to the delay game call.
And Coach Dawson appears to be wanting some clarification.
Coach Dawson and Ron Puckett, who know ball, are both asking for 2 shots. Or 2. Oh, they gave 2 points for the 3-pointer.
So I believe they're making I believe they made the change. Yes, your score 30-26. Bulldogs lead after the 3-pointer that it was been corrected. Of course, Ron Puckett would not allow his son to be denied that 1 extra point. But either way, it is still Columbia Central basketball. They'll be inbounding from the far left of your screen. And there is still chatter going on between officials and others. And the whistle blows, and we're back to playing basketball here at Columbia Central. 6:13 to go in the third quarter. That's Vaughn, gives over to Humes, dribbles right to the corner. Now towards the baseline, floats it back over to Vaughn, one-handed snag, and dribbles left. Vaughn, bounce past Armstrong. Tries to find his man, but McDonald there to take it away. McDonald down the left side. Gives to McKinnon. Over to Puckett, pump fakes, dribbles in. Now slows up to the left. Finds Brown at the right wing, who floats to McKinnon. McKinnon driving in, has his pass tipped away. And it's Moore driving. And a foul will be called against Hickman County. And they'll get Will McDonald as the man on the foul. And Akai Hunt checking in for Humes. It's inbounded. Moore from the corner. The three won't go, and McKinnon picks up the board. Now Puckett down the right side, fires it to McDonald, who pulls it in under the goal and has to bounce it out to Qualls. Qualls drives in, kicks it. McDonald from three. Buries the three, and Will McDonald is on fire. And a technical is called against Will McDonald. Really? Wow. Okay. But the three still counts all the same, and you know, McDonald, known for his celebrations, Cam, that time I guess just rubbed the official the wrong way. And the first technical free throw is no good by Hunt.
Josh, I don't love it when the referees buy into the antics of the game. If it is a obvious three-point celebration, leave it as that, right? Don't take away from the game. There's been moments, and I feel like they did it in the girls' game a little bit. I think one of the refs got their butt hurt a little bit and started calling some ticky-tack stuff on the Dogs. So I want the game to come down to what is being played, not how the refs want to control it.
So Hunt will inbound after the foul called on Braden Brown. Your score 33-26, Dogs lead. Vaughn up top near the logo. Floats it over to Hunt. Dribbles left. Finds Armstrong, almost has it knocked away. Fires to Seacrest, loses it, picks it up, throws it up, no good. It's picked up by Moore. Moore drives, tries for the putback off the glass, no good. And a foul is called. And it looks like they'll get Tyler McKinnon.
Josh, Tyler McKinnon right there, he did a solid job of being big, and then that left arm came down just a little, and as soon as that left arm went down, that whistle was blown.
First free throw by Moore is good. And after that foul, McKinnon will be subbing out for Kylan Seal. Moore's free throw is up and good. He goes 2 for 2. Brown down the floor, gives to Puckett. Puckett along the left side of the baseline, looking, steps up, gives to Seal, lays it off the glass for an easy Hickman County 2. Make your score 35-28 Dogs.
Yeah, and a great job there by Elisha, using his body, wrapping around, getting that good dish off to Seal.
Hunt, guarded by McDonald. Drives right, step back. And a nice job there by Will McDonald to draw the foul. I think that's the offensive foul was called on that interaction. Correct, right there.
Was.
Qualls driving to the left, loses his footing. tries to get it off to Brown, but can't before the walk is called. So
Josh,
those plays right there, I mean, you're concerned being Qualls. That's an easy play. You can roll an ankle, anything like that.
Yeah, Josh, but that's one that I feel is almost unnecessary. It's early, like, you're early in the possession. Move the ball. Lanes to drive will be open later. Move it right now.
McDonald guarding Tellington. Gives over to Vaughn. Vaughn quickly to Armstrong. Armstrong pulls up long two. Nails the two. To 35-30. So Qualls across the logo to the left of Moore. Brown drives all the way. Has it knocked away, but McDonald secures the loose ball. He drives off the glass, no good. And it's picked up by Moore. And Humes tries to lay it up and in, but a foul will be called on Elisha Puckett. So that sends Isaiah Humes to the free throw line. Number one is good.
And Josh,
RJ White subbing in for Tellington.
If you're the Dogs, you don't know what mental state to play in because you are playing a physical game. It is a game where they're getting up and down the floor, but they're calling a lot. Like, you can't reach in. You can't really go for too big of a block. You got to stay the rest of this game defensively will be purely about discipline.
McDonald in the corner, pump fakes the three and dribbles right and gives over to Elisha. Elisha dribbles into the paint, step back, long two, it's good. And a walk is called on Elisha Puckett. And they do not like that call one bit over on the Hickman side, and a timeout will be called. So the 2-point shot is waved off. So during this timeout break, I want to give a very special thank you to our sponsors for tonight's game. MLEC, Ascension St. Thomas, Advocate Auto Body, Pizza Hut, Liberty Pharmacy, and the McDonald Funeral Home. This broadcast is not possible without them. So a very special thank you to all these organizations who have been a staple in the community of Hickman County for quite some time. So back to the action here. Cam, what do you think the officials saw there on that step back? Of course, a lot of Hickman County fans disagreed with it, but put yourself in the shoes of the official. What do you see there?
The only thing that you could possibly say is that he stuttered on the way to gather the basketball. But if he is continuing to step back as he is gathering possession, I don't know what he saw. Gracious day, my word! I don't love that, Josh. I'm a little fired up.
So that goes as a turnover against Elisha Puckett. And Columbia Central will have the ball with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. A 3-point game, 35-32, Dogs lead. Vaughn gives to Moore. Moore over to Humes, pulls up from three. No good. Rebound Armstrong, puts it back. Nice defense by Claus to get a hand on it. And the putback is no good, attempted by White. But a foul is called, and that will send him to the free throw line.
Yeah, and Hickman County there, when it is just up and down with a rebound, you're so caught up in trying to get this rebound that you have to understand these guys are more vertically gifted than I, both in stature and in leaping ability. So I have to do something that causes me to get some space. So if you have to wait one of those times and box out instead, do that.
And Puckett drives, takes it all the way for one of the toughest and ones you will see on the season. That will send Elisha to the free throw line to complete the three-point play.
That was N-A-S-T-Y nasty.
And Cam, I think we saw Elisha let out a little bit of that frustration that has been building this game. And he knocks down the free throw to complete the three-point play. 38-32, your score under 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Humes, left wing, gives up top to Vaughn. Vaughn back to Humes. Tries to find Armstrong, goes out of bounds. Off of Armstrong, Hickman County ball. So a bang-bang play there, a tough call there by the official. Elisha looking inbound. He rears back and lets it go. Gets it to Qualls, who walks the tightrope, tries to save it, but it falls right to Columbia Central. And a takeaway by Puckett. Down the floor. Gives to Qualls. Lays it up and in.
And a great job there by Dylan, choosing the layup instead of a dunk, right? Big moment in the game. You want to, but if you miss that dunk, that could be a huge momentum, buster right there. So if we catching that ball, laying it up, that's big right there by Dylan.
I think Dylan Qualls was probably fighting inner demons there, trying to not throw that ball down, but we're certainly glad he did as he secures the 2 points and widens the dog lead to 8 points as your score is Hickman 40, Columbia 32, 2:16 left in the third quarter.
Josh, you love momentum, but when momentum is starting to get on your side, when you are building momentum, taking that layup can be such a good thing. Because guess how many points a layup is, Josh?
2.
Guess how many points a dunk is, Josh?
2.
So if we take care of that while we're gaining a lead, you can have all the yam time you want.
Now hold on, Cam. I have a question. Tell me, style points don't count?
Believe it or not, Josh, only in your Instagram post. And guess what that does? Nothing to progress your life.
Tellington on the right wing feeds out to Armstrong, top of the key. Looking for somebody and gets it to Hunt. Hunt wants to drive, has to give to Tellington. Dribbles in, bounce pass out to Humes. Sails it over to Hunt, bounce pass to Armstrong, over Kylan Seal, shot too strong, won't go. Right to Elisha Puckett. Puckett to Brown, and Brown lays it up and in.
And a great job there by Braden Brown, knowing that there's a bigger defender coming behind you, just going up strong anyway. Great job there by that young man.
So in the blink of an eye, Hickman County up by 10, double digits, 42-32, 90 seconds to go in the third. Hunt in the left corner. Pulls up from 3, no, fakes it. Tries to find Armstrong, and it goes out of bounds. So Hickman will take over. A shifty little fake out there by Hunt, but to no avail. And some substitutions, Armstrong and White subbing out. Qualls loses handle of it, but regains it, and now drives. Qualls to Puckett. Elisha drives, and he'll be fouled by Hunt before he has a chance to take it to the rim.
And Josh, something that has been a glaring factor in both of these games is off-ball offense and off-ball defense.
McDonald, quick catch release, 3, no good. Qualls with the rebound, mid-range, put back, and it falls in for number 1.
But when it comes to playing off ball, being locked in and ready to play is, you can tell, such a difference, right? And when Hickman County is all 5 or into the game, all 5 are committed to what's in front of them, it's such a good offensive defense.
Hunt drives mid-range, well short. Picked up by Puckett, tries for the save, unable to do so, and it will stay with Columbia Central. Hunt throws it way out to Vaughn. Over to Tellington, the corner. Hunt again. Goes across the way to the left wing. Vaughn out of Seacrest. Tries for the quick pass to Moore, but it's taken away by the Dogs. Elisha. Near the logo, now dribbles to his right. Slowing the pace, 8 seconds left. Elisha drives. Oh, he takes a shot going up for the tough two, and he will be fouled, and that sends Puckett to the line with 4.7 to go in the third quarter.
And Josh, my only criticism is when I recognize Elisha is heading downhill, I have to get out of the way. I have to absolutely clear out as far as I can to draw my defenders away so he can go one-on-one right there. He met 3 guys, but those 3 guys didn't know how to handle all that coming towards him.
And Hunt subbing out for Columbia Central. Elijah Foster Phillips in for the Lions. So Puckett sinks free throw number 1, looking to go 2 for 2 to end the quarter on a strong note. Puckett puts it in. 46-32 your score, 4.7 seconds. Tellington, right side of the floor. Has to float it, lets it fly, and the corner 3 is good by Jeremiah Vaughn to end the corner. Now Cam, while that was a solid end of the quarter there by Columbia Central, we really saw the Bulldogs come alive there at the end of the third. But folks, do not worry, 1 more quarter remains. We won't be gone for too long. A brief commercial break before we enter our final 8 minutes of play to decide a winner on WNKX.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And welcome back to WNKX after our final commercial break of the evening. 8 minutes to go to decide a winner. Hickman currently leading by 11, 46-35 over Columbia Central. The Dogs will start the quarter with the ball. Puckett drives in. Wants to go all the way. The shot is no good, but he's fouled. And it will be on the floor, so no free throws for Puckett.
And Josh, I'm really interested to see the adjustment that what Hickman County does to continue the success, because Columbia Central is slowly adjusting back.
And Puckett, corner 3, splash down for Elisha. And Columbia Central quickly on the drive. And Seacrest almost has it ripped away, but a foul is called against Hickman. And they'll get Charlie Blystad on the foul. Ball's out to Vaughn, now to Moore up top. Armstrong, hands off, 3-point attempted, won't go. Rebounded and laid in by Seacrest. That was Foster Phillips there on the 3-point attempt.
And Josh, that's going to be an easy way to get back into this game. It's just like I talked about in the girls' game. Offensive rebounds or second chance points will always steal your momentum and get the other team going.
And the and 1-3 well off the mark. And Hickman down the floor in a hurry. Blystad, McDonald in the corner, buries another. Oh my goodness, Will McDonald. Bounce pass, Armstrong, right corner. More bounce pass, Armstrong lays it up and in, easy 2. 52-39 your score, under 7 minutes to play, Dogs lead. Blystad over to McDonald. Puckett, mid-range, tough shot, won't go. And Blystad flies in from behind, almost gets the takeaway. A good effort, but all for naught as Columbia Central will take over. McKinnon subbing out, Kylan Seal back in.
Now, Josh. Okay, good. I was hoping that Coach Dawson would switch up the defense. It looks like he's gone. I'm not entirely sure what defense it is right now. Oh, okay. We're still in a 2-3.
Vaughn driving, left side, tries to find Armstrong, rolls near the sideline, almost goes out of bounds. Armstrong puts up a tough shot, no good. The putback, though, is good by Booker. Kingston Booker, who recently entered into the ballgame for Columbia Central. Puckett, right side of the floor, met by Vaughn. Elisha drives right, wants to go all the way, lays it up, won't go, but he is fouled and will go to the line yet again.
And Josh, we've seen plenty of times Elisha, really dominant in isolation, but in this second half, when he decides to go ISO, they cannot stop him. He is doing whatever he wants to right now, and it's impressive showing.
The first free throw falls in for Puckett, making it 53-41. The second one won't go, rebounded by Booker. Columbia Central on the drive. Tellington, bounce pass, finds Armstrong, almost taken away by Puckett. Spin move, Armstrong lays it up and in.
And Josh, that is just, I mean, like Al Jefferson just absolutely in his bag down there in the post. That was beautiful to watch.
So Puckett, met by Tellington. Screen by Seal. Puckett dribbles left, floater. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. As Elisha puts it in to answer back the two by Armstrong. Tellington drives on Blystad. Gives out to Booker. Bounce pass. Moore pump fakes, dribbles in, bounce pass to Armstrong. Spin move, fadeaway, falls in for two. And DJ Armstrong putting on a clinic for Columbia Central in this ballgame. Puckett. Again, screened by Seal. Gives to Blystad, who hands to McDonald. Dribbles right. Now to Seal over to Qualls. Qualls drives. Look to swing it out in classic Qualls fashion. And Qualls seems a little banged up after that collision with Tellington.
Now, Josh, every chance you get at free points at the free throw line are going to be big points, right? Like, Qualls needs to step up and hit these right here.
Well, and Cam, I think what plays into Qualls' benefit there, usually when he drives on the baseline and takes flight, he's not looking to shoot. He's looking to pass it out. But right there, of course, the officials, you can't tell the difference when you take to the air right under the basket. So Qualls gets to shoot two, and he misses the first one.
And if I'm the Bulldogs, you got 4 minutes, 43 seconds left in this game. You're up by still 10. You have got to rebound the basketball. Limit easy looks. They've done a really good job of that so far in this game, but it has to be prioritized even more so. But they've done a solid job so far.
Hunt gives to Armstrong, pulls up mid-range, and he has been absolutely lethal for the Lions. He hits another tough mid-range shot. So single digits now. Lions trail by 8. Dogs up 55-47. 4 minutes to play. Puckett drives left. Now dribbles back out looking. Takes the shot off the glass and gets it to go.
Josh, that is just a tough bucket by a tough bucket getter there.
Now, Cam, from the reaction of the crowd there, it almost seemed like they weren't going to give him an and one due to the timing of the foul, but they do, and Puckett will go to the line to try to cap off the three-point play.
Yeah, Josh, I myself did not expect them to give him an and one right there, but nonetheless, Elisha finished the play and getting rewarded for it.
And does not get a favorable roll as the and one free throw misses off the right side of the rim. Hunt dribbles in, spin move, and the foul is called on Braden Brown. Brown is trying to plead his case. It'll be Humes inbounding from the baseline. Some more in the right corner. Dribbles left, one dribble and pass to Hunt. Now back to Humes in the corner. Got a Hunt up top.
And Josh, if you're Columbia Central, you have got to get the ball to number 24.
And right on cue, the three is no good. Rebounded by Qualls. Now while Armstrong has been lethal from mid-range, he hasn't excelled from the three-point line so far tonight. Now Puckett drives, left-handed. Now goes back out beyond the arc, loses his footing, but keeps the dribble alive and gets the foul. An acrobatic play by Elisha Puckett.
I mean, a heck of a way to stay with it. I would have loved to see him move the ball, get the defense to shift over. He's played ISO ball the last 4 times down the court. It's working. You can't say it's wrong because he's putting in work, but I would love to see the ball get swung, him move a little off the ball. But, I mean, Big Dog wants the ball in his hands, and he's producing. So, I mean, like, is it the wrong thing? You can't say because he's hooping.
Now, Cam, the eldest brother in the Puckett family, Isaiah, who's with us up here at our table, just mouthed he got bailed on that play right there. Of course, Isaiah pulling no punches, and there might be some truth to that, Cam. I mean, Elisha falling down probably wasn't going to maintain that possession for too long, and that foul definitely did him a whole lot of favors.
Well, but Josh, there was a small part of me that wanted that Harlem Globetrotters move to work out. I thought he was going to come up off that floor, do a little, I don't remember what they call it, but, a little behind the back alley-oop. Somebody come from nowhere to dunk that thing in. That's what I was hoping for. I didn't get it. Thanks to Coach Dawson calling timeout. I'm sure it would have worked out that way. But nonetheless, Bulldog basketball.
So Elisha inbounding from the sideline, leftmost side of the midcourt stripe. Finds McKinnon, left wing. McKinnon spin move, gives out to McDonald. McDonald dribbles right, hands off the Puckett. And with 3 minutes left, looks like Hickman County we're gonna burn some clock. McDonald, here's the logo, hands off to Puckett. Puckett dribbles right and gives to Qualls. Qualls, spin move on Humes, dribbles and drives. Tries to save it, out of bounds. Columbia Central ball. 2:50 left, 57-47, Dogs lead by 10. So Columbia Central down the floor in a hurry. If they want to come back, they need to start stringing some offense together. Hunt to Armstrong, floats it out. Hunt again from 3, knocks it down. So with 2.5 minutes, the Lions bring it into a single-digit deficit at 7 points. McDonald dribbling with more on defense. Gives to Puckett. Puckett to Qualls. Qualls to Brown. Brown floats to McKinnon, high post, gives out to McDonald. A lot of time being eaten off here by the Dogs. And Cam, if you're Columbia Central, at what point do you think about fouling?
I'm honestly not thinking about that for another minute because of that right there.
And Armstrong with a fantastic behind-the-back pass. Hunt cannot cap off the layup. And Hickman County takes possession back. And Cam, that felt like it just sucked the wind out of the sails of Columbia Central. A phenomenal takeaway. An even more phenomenal pass by DJ Armstrong, but unable to cap off the shot.
Yeah, that was quite the pass there. I don't know if that's exactly what he meant to do, but it's what happened, and it would have been crazy if they had gotten a thunderous finish on that one. But great contest there by Elisha. And Tyler McKinnon with 2 big free throws right here.
And McKinnon gets number 1, nothing but net. And McKinnon goes 2 for 2 at the line.
And Josh stepping up there by the big man, knocking those 2 down. Those are 2 huge points.
Armstrong mid-range, no good. Moore gets the rebound, the putback won't go. Armstrong gets the rebound, putback no good. But he's fouled and will go to the line and shoot a couple with just under 90 seconds to play in the ballgame.
That's going to keep them in it, Josh. We got to get box outs. You know, if we are jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping, we are not going to out-jump them. It's just not going to happen. So maybe a shot goes up, and instead of, you know, when that ball's coming back down, trying to go up and grab, box out then, make the room then. You have got to make some room if you are a smaller player. Where you do that at, it's hard to say. It is. And if you keep tipping it, it could bounce your way. But the idea that it could not, and they're more vertically gifted, I don't love it.
Armstrong, after making the first free throw, misses number 2, but Moore gets the rebound. Out to Humes. From the corner, the shot no good, rebounded by Puckett. Puckett to Qualls. The Dogs down the floor. Qualls being double teamed, gets out to McKinnon, now back out to Puckett. Now to Brown. And Armstrong forced to foul Braden Brown. That will send the young sophomore to the free throw line to shoot a couple with an 8-point lead, looking to widen it.
Now, Josh, if you're Braden Brown, you have got to focus extra hard on these free throws because you have not shot anything but at least he shot 1 layup I can think of, maybe 2, but you have not shot a jump shot all game, right? You have played this entire basketball game, and your first time letting it fly is going to be 1 minute and 3 seconds into this in the fourth quarter. So if I'm Braden Brown, I'm paying extra attention to setting myself up the way I need to shoot, but I'm not trying to slow down. I'm just trying to stay in a good rhythm. Shooting is more about rhythm than hardly anything else, right? If it is so hard to make a shot out of rhythm. So he needs to find a good rhythm, find his routine, and put the shot up how he's confident.
And while the timeout is coming to a close, I want to give a very special thank you to Gerard Randolph, the athletic director of Columbia Central, who accommodated us so well here tonight, gave us a nice place to set up for your ball game here tonight. We appreciate the hospitality, of course, everywhere we go, but tonight, definitely huge shout out Columbia Central. So Braden Brown at the stripe. Number 1, no good. It looked like both teams jumped the gun a little bit, but Brown still has 1 more free throw. And Brown gets the second one to fall. 60-51. Dogs ahead by 9 rather. And driving all the way to the rim, no good. And Hickman gets the rebound And a double dribble is called on Elisha.
Josh, he never had full possession of that basketball.
And I think that's probably the case. Elisha's trying to argue, of course, the justice system in his family, so if anyone could plead a case on the court, he's one to do it. Pass, Humes, another missed layup, and McKinnon gets the rebound. To McDonald, and he's fouled and will go to the line with 44 seconds.
You know, Josh, this Columbia Central team has gotten a lot of good looks in these last few minutes. I do want to give credit where credit is due. As McDonald knocks down the first, this Columbia Central coaching staff has put their players in a position that is very good. They have gotten their guys the looks that they want to get them. Their guys just aren't knocking them down. So as happy as I am that the Dogs are up by 11 now after Will McDonald knocks that one down, I will say I'm impressed with this Columbia Central coaching staff.
And Armstrong pulls up from three, no good, too strong. Brown gets the board. Down the right side of the floor. Gets to Puckett, and he is fouled and will go to the line as McKinnon knocks down a three that won't count, which hurts my soul because I don't think we've ever seen Tyler McKinnon attempt a three in a game scenario. Maybe one time or two.
He shot that one like a week or two ago. Because I made a Shaq comparison at one point.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He took that three.
Look, Cam, with all these games, my memory gets all fuzzy. And Elisha makes free throw number one.
You know, I went back and I started thinking about that take, though, and it was false. Shaq did attempt, or I don't know how many he attempted, but he did make 1 3 in his career in the NBA. So that's on me.
So Tyler McKinnon is on track to greatness. As Elisha knocks down both, 64-51 Dogs lead at Hunt, attempts a deep three, knocks it down. Won't really matter with 20 seconds to go. And McDonald is fouled, and that will send him to the line with 19.6 seconds. Dogs lead by 10. And Cam, I want to go back to your previous point that you were touching on about Columbia Central looking like a pretty good ball club. And I agree. Columbia Central has not looked like a 4-19 team here tonight. They have looked very talented, very composed, well coached, very athletically gifted. But look on the other end, Hickman County, also great ball team, of course, on this 8-game winning streak. And I think if you're a Hickman County fan, you look at the record and you look at the outcome, probably comes as a surprise. So I think that's a testament to the opponents that Columbia Central is playing as well to find themselves at the record they are.
Yeah, Josh, Columbia Central's been good. I thought he made another one.
So it's no good. McKinnon will probably just sit on it, and he lets it fly down the floor to Puckett to avoid the 10-second violation, and Elisha lays it up and in. And the full-court shot is no good. And that brings matters to a close here in Murray County. Your Hickman County Bulldogs victorious over the Columbia Central Lions 66-54. And the Hickman County Bulldogs extend their winning streak to 9 games, and they improve their record to 18-7. Of course, Hickman is still undefeated in the district. The final game of the regular season will be this Friday night. We'll be back home at J.E. Sisko Memorial Gymnasium in Centerville, Tennessee at Hickman County High School. We cannot wait to see you then, as we hope the Hickman County Lady Dogs and the Bulldogs look to finish the season out on a strong note. For my broadcast partner, Cameron Peters, I've been Josh Copley. WNKX bids you adieu, goodbye, and good night.